Hello everyone, welcome to the Fall Nationals, or at least the start of the Fall Nationals. We're going to be playing in, as usual, to kick off the event, the Robot NABC Individual. This is a 3-day event, and I pulled up the conditions here. So 3 days, every set is going to be 24 boards, so 24 boards a day. It's scored match point style, and the event is played best hand. So that means we're always going to have the most or tied for the most high card points of all 4 players at the table. Now, for the most part, this isn't really going to affect a lot of my decisions, but there are going to be some hands where we'll be able to use a little bit more information, like the fact that if we have 13 high card points and partner game forces, we're probably not headed towards a slam. Partner will be limited to 13, and we'll just try and find the right game contract to play in. But that's basically it. So I forget where I finished in the summer. I played this before the Chicago Nationals. I think I had 2 mid-60% games, but I also had one that was closer to 50, and that might have put me somewhere around 50th or so place. We were 7th, or 6th maybe, 6th or 7th, before the Spring Nationals this year. So let's see if we can improve upon those 2 results and maybe finish in the top 5, maybe win the thing. That would be nice. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, I guess, then welcome in, but this is going to be a little bit of a slower video than normal, and I know a lot of people think that some of my videos in general are pretty slow. So strap yourselves in. We're going to do our best to try and think through all the problems fully and come to what I believe to be the correct solution to each hand. So that's what's going to cause some of the slowdown, making sure that we really analyze every hand to the fullest extent that we can and try and get the best possible result. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the first set. So, partners a passed hand. We have a 16 count. East opens a diamond. There are a couple of possibilities. So first off, we could overcall a no trump. We do have a diamond stopper, and we have a balanced hand in the range of, say, 15 to 18 high card points, or a strong no trump, or a little bit better than a strong no trump for these overcalls, which I think would be okay. The bid that I'm going to make, though, is double, and that's mostly just because we have 4-4 in the majors. If we were to overcall a no trump with this kind of hand, frequently the auction will just end. And maybe that's okay. That could be perfectly fine. I would be pretty happy to declare this hand at the 1 level with no one vulnerable, especially at match points. But I think we might lose out on the opportunity to get to our best contract if partner has a 4-card major. And so for that reason, I like double, because this will bring both major suits into the picture. If partner has a major suit and bids 1 heart or 1 spade, even if the opponents compete, we'll be able to outbid them with the higher ranking suit. Okay. Well, things got a little bit interesting now. So West passed over the takeout double, which doesn't mean a whole lot. It is going to tend to mean West doesn't have, upwards of 6 high card points for the most part. Or maybe West does have some values, but just didn't have a sensible bid to make. Like if they have 2-2 in the majors or something with 3 diamonds and 6 clubs, they don't have enough values to make a 2-club bid, and they don't have enough diamonds to raise 1 diamond to 2 diamonds, and they decide not to bid a no trump because their major suits are so weak facing the takeout double. So it's possible that West could have some hands where they do have values to respond, but just the auction kind of took a turn for the worse for them. But generally, I think what's happening here is East probably has a fairly distributional hand with a long diamond suit. Obviously, East has rebid 3 diamonds. They should have at least 6, potentially even 7 or maybe more. Now, the fact that we know East is limited to 16 high card points, it gives us a couple of clues about East's hand, because for the most part, a player with only 16 high card points facing a partner who sometimes will even have 0 high cards in this auction, and without knowing that you have a fit, they would tend to be, very distributional in some way. So it could be a singleton heart, could be a heart void, could be 7-4, something like that. Well, what are we going to do? So I think I'm just going to bid 3 hearts. We do, again, have a handful of options. I don't think pass is a realistic option, but we could bid 3 hearts, which would show our extra values, at least to some extent, because partner's 2 heart bid, although shows some points, is not necessarily forcing. So 3 hearts will convey to partner that we actually have a little bit more than our minimum strength. We could try 3 no trump. Our hand's a little undervalued for this bid, and I don't like it for a couple of reasons. One, our diamond stopper is a little bit flimsy. Certainly we expect East to have the diamond ace, but if partner has like queen doubleton of diamonds, those high cards become wasted. If partner has 3 small diamonds, then they have fewer cards in other suits, so we're not scoring a ton of tricks. And East is very likely to have an outside winner of some sort. Could be the king, queen of spades, could be the ace of hearts, could be the ace or king of clubs. So unless we can really take 9 tricks immediately, or 8 tricks outside of diamonds, plus the king of diamonds that we're going to get on opening lead, 3 no trump isn't going to have a lot of play. The other option we have is to just bid 4 hearts. And wow, looking at this description, it doesn't seem like that terrible of a bid, in fact. They say 15 or more high card points with 4 hearts. That is kind of perfect. Okay, well, because we have time, so as I said, I think 3 hearts is probably the normal bid to make at the table with this type of hand. We have a lot of soft values. The jack of spades is not necessarily a good card. Queen jack of clubs are probably going to provide a trick eventually, but it might be a very slow trick. King doubleton of diamonds, I mean, especially given that East has bid and showed a very long diamond suit, it might go diamond to the ace, diamond rough at trick 1. But let's think for a minute about what possible hands partner can hold, because partner has showed some reasonable strength with the 2 heart bid. Oftentimes this will provide a 5 card suit, so I think we'll spend some time constructing some hands with a 5 card suit partner could hold. Other times it could just be a 4 card suit with close to a maximum passed hand. Yeah, let's give it some thought. So let's say partner does have a 5 card heart suit first. We'll give him ace 5th of hearts. Then I think it's likely partner has one of the other outside cards, either the king of spades or the ace or king of clubs. Probably not multiple of those cards. I mean, I guess partner could have the king of spades and king of clubs. That would be a 10 count with a 5 card heart suit. Well, so how are we doing in those scenarios? I mean, one of the things that that is kind of throwing me off a bit is if partner really does have one of these hands, like ace of hearts, king of clubs, king of spades, that means East has bid with effectively nothing in this auction. They would have the ace, queen, jack of diamonds, the ace of clubs, and the queen of spades, which is like a 13 count. East would have to have a very long diamond suit for that to be a sensible bid. And even then, I think a lot of players would probably just stay quiet. Queen of spades doesn't look like a great card. Okay, let me then give partner only one of those missing cards. So let's say partner has ace 10 fifth of hearts and the king of clubs. How are we looking? Well, we have no heart losers. We have a club loser and a diamond loser. And presumably East is gonna have the king, queen of spades for their bid. I had just gone into this tirade about how East is likely to not bid 3 diamonds with just the ace of clubs, ace, queen, jack of diamonds, and queen of spades. So if we had enough entries to North's hand, we could double hook the spades to play the spade suit for just one loser. It looks like 4 hearts probably has some play, even on these layouts where partner tables a rather middling hand. Now, this could all disappear in an instant if it goes diamond to the ace, diamond ruff, because now we have 2 diamond losers, and presumably they're still going to get a club and a spade. And of course, on these layouts I'm constructing, 3 no trump doesn't have a ton of play on our cards. So the real question then is just, for some of these like mediocre hand types, like the one I just constructed, ace fifth of hearts and the king of clubs, if we bid 3 hearts, is partner going to raise? I think the answer is no. So we'll need to figure out if that's really what we want. Do we want to play in 3 hearts opposite that hand? Because I think if we bid 3 hearts and partner has the hand with the ace of hearts, king of clubs, and king of spades, they probably will raise. And that feels like a hand where we'd be very happy to play in 4 hearts. I think auction-wise, I'm probably now more inclined to bid 4 hearts. East is such a favorite to hold all of the missing high cards. So if we do need to play East for the king, queen of spades, I think it's far more likely than the generic 25% or so that East actually holds both of those cards, or 24% if you want to be precise about the math. Okay, in that case, I am tempted to bid 4 hearts. You know, another factor I hadn't considered, partner is declaring, and so if West does have a singleton diamond, it might be a little bit more complicated for East to find the diamond lead. They wouldn't want to lead a diamond away from the ace-queen so often. So I think that's also pulling me towards being a little more aggressive in my bid. Okay. That's certainly a hand, partner. Queen Jack doubleton of diamonds was not the values that I was expecting. But I think there's some good news, which is that once again, we do expect East to have basically all of the missing high cards. So the queen of spades rates to be on side, and it looks like East might be leading from club shortness, ace doubleton, for example. So it's very possible that West will never be able to get in to give East a club ruff before we pull trumps. 4th round of clubs can take care of our 4th round of spades. So even if hearts split 4-1, we're in pretty good shape, I think. Losing just a club, a diamond, and a heart. Okay, well, let's see what happens at trick 2. I mean, it's possible diamonds are 8-1 still. Ace of clubs and a club. Great. All right, let's, I guess, start trying to pull some trumps. Good news, diamonds are not 8-1. I'm just trying to be as careful as possible in case the Queen of Spades does happen to be offside, which, again, I think is very unlikely, but in theory possible. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Queen of Hearts and then a heart to the Jack. And if hearts are 4-1, then I'm going to take the spade finesse immediately. This way I'll be protected from a club ruff, and I won't have pulled a third round of trumps, so if diamonds happen to be 6-3, then the opponents won't be able to run the diamond suit. Hearts are splitting. East had 3 hearts. Wow. Three diamonds was probably a very bad bid from East, is my guess, but not necessarily punished, at least not yet, for that bid. So let's get a count on the club suit because it can't hurt at this point. All the trumps are pulled. Okay. So East started with 3 hearts, 2 clubs, at least 6 diamonds, and therefore at most 2 spades, which means we can just play King of Spades and a spade to the ace to make our contract. Obviously, if East has 10-9 doubleton of spades, we could pick up the suit by playing low to the ace and run the jack, pinning the 10-9 doubleton. I think I'm just going to play the King of Spades and a spade and hope that the queen pops up. So 10 tricks. It feels like a fairly flat result, all things considered. I know a lot of players are used to playing imps, and at imps I think it's a very clear 4-heart bid from our hand when partner shows a fit. But at match points there are other things to consider because plus scores are kind of paramount in this form of scoring. Another interesting point is that I think for most expert players, East would be opening a no trump with their hand with a 14 count and a good 6-card minor, or an okay 6-card minor. I don't know how you want to classify Ace 10-8 6th, but the reason being, I mean, it protects the Queen doubleton of spades from the opening lead, which could be useful. Aces are kind of undervalued, and this isn't really a hand you want to open and rebid 2 diamond, open 1 diamond and rebid 2 diamonds. East's hand, of course, is massively too weak to open 1 diamond and rebid 3 diamonds. So the normal thing to do would be to just show your kind of extra values by opening the hand to no trump. So I think if I was playing against a strong expert opponent, I would not have played East for the spade queen at the end. Although, then again, I mean, just like, what is East bidding on? Regardless of what else is happening. Anyway, on to board 2. So nice start to the set, but we have 23 more boards to go. Let's keep it up. East passes. We have a 14 count with a 5-card spade suit. I think because my honors are so scattered and I don't really like the spot cards that I have. I mean, I have a couple of 9s, a couple of 8s, but overall, Queen Doubleton of Clubs is not necessarily a great value. The Jack of Spades could be somewhat useless depending on what partner's hand looks like. I'm not really tempted to upgrade this into a no trump, so I'm just going to open a spade, plan on rebidding a no trump. Right. Yeah, tricky position now. So the robots play to one no trump is forcing. And it was kind of quickly discovered, I don't know if this is the right way to put it, but most 2/1 players very quickly realized that just using one no trump as semi-forcing, but keeping the entire rest of the system the same, is simply better. And so our partner could have a 3-card limit raise in spades. And if that's the case, then we miss out on a spade fit. If, like, let's say we pass and we end up playing a no trump instead of 3 spades, or maybe 4 spades if you think this hand is good enough to accept a limit raise. So that's kind of a negative, but overall it allows for a large number of extra positive things, like whenever we bid a minor, we're guaranteeing a 4-card suit, so our partner doesn't have to like worry that we're faking a rebid on the 3-card minor. Like the normal thing to do here is to bid 2 diamonds showing a 3-card diamond suit. The thing I worry about with utilizing this, which again, I think it's a good technique, and normally I would just do this without thinking. The issue that I see here is that I think this is highly anti-field in terms of the bidding. Now, some of the field players will have the same philosophy as me, that this is just clearly the right thing to do in 2/1, and so you just lick your wounds if you end up playing a no trump instead of 3 of a major, take the small loss on the board and move on. But in a field like this, where I think, at least for myself, for the most part, the advantage is going to be in the play of the hand a lot of the time, I just kind of want to get to the same contract as the field quite often, unless I have a very compelling reason not to do so, because I think I'm just going to take more tricks than them. So if the field, I think, is heavily leaning towards a 2-diamond bid, then maybe I should just bid 2 diamonds. I think there are a couple of factors that actually are pulling me towards passing a no trump here. One, obviously, I just think it's the right thing to do. Your partner bids the semi-forcing no trump, you're playing 2/1, you pass, it's often just the right spot, the opponents have a blind guess on opening lead, and I mean, in some cases, when they make the wrong opening lead, you just end up doing better in a no trump than you would have in 3 of a major. Secondly, we have already kind of deviated a little bit from some of the field. I do believe there are players in the field who would open this a no trump. I don't think there's necessarily all that much wrong with it. We do have a 5-card suit, but I kind of talked through my reasons for why I didn't want to do it in second seat already. So the fact that we're already like kind of anti-field in this position, I mean, not anti-field, but like we've already deviated a little bit, there's going to be a wide range of things. So, or wide range of final contracts on this one. Like if we open a no trump, maybe partner would game force, who knows? That kind of leans me toward just trying to do the thing that I think is most percentage. And for me, that's just passing a no trump. So let's do that. And look at this. Well, I say look at this, but let's give it some consideration at the very least. That there's going to be a lot of, you know what, I just realized, because I was in here, I was looking at some VU graph earlier, and then I did a bit of a kind of warm up. I played, like, I forget what it was, one of the silly robot events to warm up for this, that I had some chat on screen, so I just cleared off the chat. I don't even know what it said. I think it was the view graph operator telling us when things were resuming. So happy to be in this final contract, or in this contract of one no trump, I think. If we had opened a no trump, I suspect our partner would have just game forced. It would have probably gone a no trump past 3 no trump. Maybe our partner would invite and we would end up in 2 no. Either way, it looks like 9 tricks is pretty far away. Although we could get the magical layout in the spade suit of like honor 10 third on side or something like that. Pick up the spades for 1 loser, score 4 spades, 4 diamonds, or 5 diamonds, a club, make 10 tricks. But I think more realistically, we're probably going to end up with 7 or 8, maybe 9 tricks, depending on how well we play the hand and how quickly the opponents figure out which round suit to lead. Additionally, I think we're doing a little better than the field who opened a spade and rebid 2 diamonds, because I suspect North is probably going to raise to 3 diamonds. And while 3 diamonds is not a terrible contract, we probably get a club ruff in our hand, and I'll say we will want to consider how many tricks we're actually taking in that strain. I do believe that playing in no trump is going to score better than playing in diamonds, especially on a diamond lead, now that we've got this opening lead on the table. So first, a quick count in the diamond suit. Like, let's assume the ace of hearts is on side, so we lose 2 hearts, a club, and a spade. We probably have 9 tricks available to us in diamonds. Now, some of those players who do rebid 2 diamonds and hear a raise might end up bidding 3 no trump. So we will want to maybe guard a little bit against layouts where 3 no trump can make. Because to some extent at match points, when you know there's a lot of players in different contracts, you kind of want to gamble that you have done the right thing in the auction. The reason for that is, like, let's say 3 no trump just makes, right? East has this miracle honor 10 third of spades on side. Well, if we end up taking as many tricks as we can, let's say we score 180 even, and we make 10 tricks in this contract, taking 4 spades, 5 diamonds, and a club. Maybe we can get 11 tricks. We can get a club and a heart if the ace of hearts is on side and they can't figure out how to, take their 3 tricks or something. We're still losing to those players who are in 3-0, making even 9 tricks. So we're not scoring a ton of extra match points by taking extra tricks in this contract unless we've already bid to the right spot. So for that reason, we kind of want to shy away a little bit from playing for this like honor 10 third of spades on side. I mean, I might still elect into a line of play that's similar. Like, I might run the 9 of spades or play a low spade to the 8 or something. But yeah, I think for the most part, we're going to want to presume 3 no trump is going down and do our best to just try and score like 120 maybe in this contract. So how would I go about that? I mean, it still looks pretty natural to go after the spade suit, at least for the time being. The hearts do offer the possibility of setting up a heart trick on our own. Percentage play in the suit would be to, run the 10 on the first round and then play low to the 9, picking up either queen jack on side or one of those 2 honors on side. And maybe even picking up the ace of hearts on side, especially if East, the robot, doesn't realize what we're doing and just hops up with the heart ace on like the first or second round of the suit. But for the most part, let's try and go after the suit that's going to provide us the largest number of tricks. If we can just knock out all of the king, queen, and 10 of spades, we will set up a second spade trick eventually. So yeah, let's go ahead and win a diamond in the north hand. And I'm going to try the 9 of spades. Okay, club came back. This is kind of helpful. Oh my. This is probably really bad news for us, in fact. Yeah, this is really bad news. The fact that East has now flown the ace of clubs. So, I mean, that might not be all that surprising. East doesn't know if their partner has the king or if North has the king. So looking at that queen doubleton we had, made it pretty natural for East to hop up with the ace. Although, I mean, it didn't work out for them here. They've just set up our club suit. But I think more to the point is that it's now looking, when East cashes the ace of hearts, that they're afraid of the spades. So that makes me think that East probably did have the miracle honor 10 third of spades on side. I'm wondering if I should go all out by cashing the king of hearts before running the diamonds and the king of clubs. Because I have 3 discards from the south hand. I can pitch a heart and 2 spades, but we're going to come down to a position where we have a spade and a heart opposite the ace-jack of spades, and we need to decide if we're going to take a spade finesse. I think I probably should. I mean, for one thing, it offers me better squeeze chances, which is nice. You know, maybe we get lucky and West has the queen jack of hearts and the king queen of spades. And so then the squeeze actually works. But additionally, I think the robots are very infrequently going to try and like false card me. So if West did start with king queen third of spades, they're always going to come down to king doubleton of spades in the end position. And then I kind of have this like no risk finesse at the end for an extra over trick. And if it loses, presumably West will have to lead into my ace of spades at trick 13. So for that reason, I think I will cash the king of hearts. This would be a little bit of a more scary thing to do if we were playing live. I think there it might be more tempting to just run the diamonds, pitching a heart and 2 spades, or pitching 2 spades, and then if we thought West came down to a singleton club, we could then cash the king of clubs pitching a heart and take a spade finesse safely, because West being down to just spades and hearts would have to lead back into the south hand. But yeah, I think against the robots I'm comfortable cashing the king of hearts and then running all of my tricks. So we'll see what West ends up discarding. Spade pitch from East. Okay. King, queen of spades offside. So, real question here. Oh my, it was ace-10 doubleton of clubs, which is not great news for... Why did East lead a diamond? You know, I shouldn't be surprised about the robot bidding anymore, but... So first off, East just has an opening bid, anyone in their right mind would open a heart with East's hand. But now that we got here, I mean, if East had just led their heart suit, which looks like a pretty natural thing to do, they would have ended up setting up 4 heart tricks, and they have the ace of clubs as an entry. This is insane to me that they didn't lead a heart at trick 1. They led the 2 of diamonds. I'm just spending a minute to think about what happens. If we open a no trump and partner raises to 3-no, I expect West is going to lead a club. Which probably goes around to the 10 and queen. Players will cross in diamonds and run the 9 of spades and be pretty happy about it when West wins the queen. And I think West might switch to hearts at that point. A heart to the jack. I expect a lot of the players to just win the king and then run the diamond suit and play a spade to the jack and be disappointed when West wins and then East cashes a bunch of hearts. So I think if South opens a no trump, they'll probably go down in 3-no, but all this is speculative. If South opens a spade and rebids 2 diamonds and then bids 3-no over the eventual 3 diamond raise from North, I think the play might go in a very similar fashion as well. So I don't know. I'm not sure if we got a good result. I mean, it is true that if the defense doesn't get hearts going, I think we can make 2 if the defense doesn't get hearts going. Okay, well, apparently, obviously East could lead a spade, but that's never happening. But I'm thinking, like, if West leads a club, it's also true that we end up making 3 if we pick off the hand correctly. But I'm not sure. So I don't know how that one's going to score. Obviously, if we were in 3-no making 3, this would have been a huge result, but being in 1-no making 3 still feels like a fine score. On to board 3. We have 17. This hand is worthy of a reverse, so we'll open a club, planning on rebidding 2 hearts. Partner bids 3 clubs, which is natural and forcing. So we could just bid 3-no, which I think is what I'm tempted to do. At match points, looking for 5 of a minor doesn't tend to be a profitable action. We've already showed our values. Now, our hand is very good for slam. If we had a little bit of a more sophisticated system, I think I would prefer to bid... Well, I think I would prefer to find a way to investigate slam if possible, while still being able to sign off in 3-no. Maybe that's not something we can do. But we just don't know what partner's hand looks like. So I'm just going to bid 3-no. If partner makes a move towards slam, I'm happy to accept. The only thing I'm a little worried about is my weak trumps. Partner could have like jack third or queen third of clubs and think like, oh, I have a fitting honor, let's fill in partner's suit, and we just don't have the right club suit for it. But ace king of diamonds, singleton spade isn't bad. Oftentimes in these kinds of auctions, especially when partner supports our suit rather than rebidding 2 spades, which would have been forcing, we can presume that partner might not have a 5-card spade suit, and therefore like the singleton is actually kind of working in some sense. Ooh, oh, this is just black wooden clubs. I thought this was like quantitative. I was going to say, because for every real person on the planet, this is quantitative. Robots are not real people, not yet. At least these are not the sentient AIs of ChatGPT. So key card and clubs will just respond to partner's bid. I was going to say I'm thrilled to just bid 6 clubs over 4 now when partner makes a quantitative bid like this. But we'll show our 3 key cards. Partner asks about the trump queen. We don't have it, but we're now forced to the 6th level. Now I know for a fact if we bid 6 clubs, partner's gonna pass. I think I'm okay with this. We don't know what partner's hand is. They're captain. Sometimes I try and steal captaincy from the robots just because they don't have a good sense of, you know, match points in general. So like if we're taking 12 tricks, we may as well play it in no trump, obviously, because that would score better. But our partner could have a singleton heart, they could have 5-card club support, they could have a doubleton diamond. There's a whole variety of ways in which we could be making 12 tricks and clubs and not a no trump. Let me give it some thought though, because we know partner's club holding, right? They're king 3rd of clubs, or maybe king 4th. 5 diamonds guarantees all the key cards. If partner was off a key card, they just wouldn't be able to ask about the trump queen, a reason why kickback is a pretty good convention. So if partner's king 3rd of clubs, they don't have diamond controls. I mean, normally you wouldn't be bidding key card without diamonds controlled, so maybe partner does have this presumed singleton diamond. They don't have heart support though, which I guess means they have to have a long spade suit. And that does kind of argue for playing this hand in clubs. I was just wondering if there was any way I could count to 12 tricks, and I think it's a little bit thin. Like if I get 4 clubs, let's say 3 hearts because partner has the king, 2 diamonds is 9 tricks. I still need 3 more tricks and no trump. Yeah, let's just bid 6 clubs. I'm sorry, what? I mean, that's a hand. That is definitely a hand. Well, we're in six clubs now. So let's try and count our tricks. Let's suppose we get four spade tricks by roughing the spade suit good. Okay, it looks like if spades are 4-3 and clubs are 3-2, I can mostly claim. I would need to be able to rough the 3rd diamond in North's hand. So what I'm thinking is I could do something like play, well, here's a simple line. I could play the ace of spades, the ace-king of clubs, the king-queen of spades pitching hearts, rough a spade to set up the suit, play the ace-king of diamonds and rough a diamond, and play the now good spade pitching the queen of hearts. And I don't need a heart finesse. I mean, I just need the spades to break. This feels like a pretty good line of play. Now, If the queen of clubs falls, we haven't made 13 tricks yet. And so this is kind of what attracts me to this line of play, because if I were to take a club finesse, it's not as if I've necessarily made 12 tricks yet. Like ace of spades, I don't even know how I'm getting back to my hand. Let's say diamond to the ace, club to the jack. If this holds, I mean, I guess I could go diamond to the king, diamond ruff, cash the king of clubs, cash 2 spades, pitching hearts, and try a heart finesse for a 13th trick. Now, one thing to consider is, will the field be here? I think so. I think most of the field will be in 6 clubs. Some pairs might take a flyer at 6 no trump, as I was mentioning earlier. And 6 no trump is really not a good contract. Even if the clubs come home for 5 tricks, we still only have 11 off the top. So we're going to need a heart finesse, or I guess at that point we would be okay playing for 4-3 spades. Well, let me go back to thinking about that first line of play that I was coming up with, like ace of spades, spade ruff, for example, or ace of spades, club to the ace, club to the king, king, queen of spades, spade ruff. Because the 3 of spades could be from shortness, which, you know, would kind of throw a wrench into our plans. Maybe that means we should try and cash the king of spades at trick 2 to get a sense of what West is leading from. Now, against strong human players, I mean, for one thing, they probably would just never lead a spade against this auction, but they also might false card their opening spot card here. We would get a little bit less information. But the robots will never do that. West is never leading the 3 of spades from like 10-3 doubleton, for example. So if West follows with the 2 of spades on the next trick, we know the spades are 5-2, one way or another. I mean, West could be leading from a 5-card suit. And if West follows with a higher spade, then presumably spades are 4-3. Although no guarantees, West could then be false carding from like 10-8, 6-3 deuce or something like that. So that could at least let us know if we need to find an alternative to our plan of roughing the spades good. Feels like a pretty good line of play to me. So I think let's try it. I'm comfortable just not necessarily playing this hand as imps, but playing this hand as let's try and make our contract first before something else bad happens. I don't exactly know when someone might deviate in this auction and do something else. Like maybe they open a club and over a spade jump to 3 no trump. I don't know where that would land them. I mean, maybe North raises that to 6 no, it's possible. Maybe over 3 no, 4 no, South just decides to pass. So for a lot of reasons, I think just going plus in 6 clubs will probably already be a pretty good score if we can manage it. Okay, so let's win the ace of spades. Okay, the 2 of spades comes out, which is great news for a variety of reasons. I think for one thing, East might have kind of signaled by dumping the jack of spades if they had like all of the missing spade honors. But now this means we're going to get a true card from West on the second round of the suit. Okay, so spades are splitting, which means we can set up the suit. I think I'm comfortable at this point just going for the original line of play. Club to the ace, club to the king. Hopefully pulling 4 of the trumps. Now, whether or not the queen has fallen, I guess we have some decisions to make from that point. But we can then go queen of spades, pitching a heart, spade ruff, setting up the suit. If someone over-ruffs, no problem. If not, We can then go ace, king of diamonds, diamond, ruff with the jack of clubs, play the last spade, pitching our last heart. Don't need to worry about the heart finesse anymore. And we have our 11 tricks. I'm trying to think, is there a 11 tricks, that's what I said, 12 tricks. Can I be a little bit safer in case, say, East has 3 diamonds and 3 spades? Because I don't want East, and 3 clubs, because I don't want East to be able to pitch a diamond and then ruff the 3rd round of diamonds. Which would leave us not exactly stranded in our hand. East would be in and forced to lead hearts. So we could take a heart finesse and try and make the contract at that point. But it would be a little bit scary. So let me think. If I ruff a spade now and then play the ace, king of clubs. So we know spades are 4-3 because West led the 3 of spades. They play 4th best and then has followed up the line. So West either has 3 or 4 of them. I could ruff a spade, go ace of clubs, club to the king, and then I play the queen, 7 of spades, pitching hearts. If they ever ruff in, I can just claim, because then I can ruff my 3rd round of diamonds safely. But now if East discards, I'll be able to pitch both my hearts before trying to ruff a diamond. Yeah, so this seems like a better line of play. So let's ruff the spade. Now we'll play ace of clubs. I'm going to think for a minute about playing a club to the jack. If it wins, we haven't made 12 or 13 tricks yet. I mean, even if both opponents follow, because we'll have to pull the last trump, and then we don't get to ruff a diamond, so we'll have to take our heart finesse. I'm just wondering if clubs happen to be 4-1. Obviously, playing a club to the king is going to lead to a quick defeat. No, I still like this plan. Club to the king. Okay. Now we're getting into this dangerous territory with the clubs were working and the spades were working, so 6 no trump is just going to make. So we might lose to players who are in 6 no. That's a little bit sad. What's our best chance for a 13th trick from here? The 10 of clubs is still out, so we can't, like ruff a diamond and try and pull trumps. I guess we just pull the last trump and then pitch a heart and a diamond and take a heart finesse. Not that surprising that the heart finesse was offside, given the kind of passive lead from West. But 920, don't know how to feel about that result. Again, I do think some players will get to 6 no. It's not a great contract, but when the clubs come home, it looks a lot better than 6 clubs. So could be a little bit, I don't think it's necessarily going to be below average, but I think everyone who gets to 6 clubs is going to take 12 tricks. Like, even if they don't set up the spade suit themselves, or they get a different opening lead or something, they'll probably just take the club finesse, they'll work out to ruff a diamond, they'll pitch a couple of hearts on the ace, king, queen of spades. And I guess there are some possibilities that, like, they try a heart finesse eventually before pulling all the trumps, and East gets a heart ruff. So maybe some pairs will go down in 6 clubs. Anyway, on to board 4, we have a 12 count, so best hand style means that no one at the table has a particularly strong hand. Feels right to overcall spade. So let's show our spade support, or spade suit. Okay, interesting. So West rebids 2 clubs, not that surprising. They have a weak opening hand with a long club suit. Partner, who could not bid over 1 club, let me correct this, could not bid 1 diamond over 1 club, has now come in with 2 diamonds, presumably showing a 5-card suit. I think this is a typo in partner system notes here. Because if partner really had a good hand that with 5 diamonds, they would just bid 1 diamond over a club. So I think our partner's trying to show a 4-card diamond suit and maybe like a doubleton spade honor. Partner could have, cubed 2 hearts, for example, if they had 3-card spade support with a good hand. So I think partner's trying to make like a fit showing non-jump of some kind, but one that's, it's not like they have a huge fit for us. They have honor doubleton. They have some side diamond values, which I would be happy to lead against no trump, for example, or clubs, or hearts. Anyway, East has made a very unusual bid, given that we know what's going on in the hand. The opponents are both limited to 12 high card points, but East has presumably game forced, opposite a minimum opening bid. Let's suppose West has 11 and East has 12. That gives partner 5 high card points. What could they possibly have for this 2 diamond bid? Now I'm confused. I was thinking partner might have like a 9 or 10 count, but it's starting to sound like they're limited to like 5, maybe 6, if both opponents have game forced with 11 counts. So is it possible that partner has a very long diamond suit, but not one that was good enough to preempt? So like, what if partner has, say, queen 7th of diamonds and nothing else in their hand? I don't think the robots would have overcalled over a club because they think their hand's too weak. But now that I've showed some points, they're more interested in compete. I don't know. It's beyond me, but maybe that's my best guess as to what's happening. So, I mean, in that case, we probably make some tricks in diamonds, but it's looking like maybe the 2 level is our limit. We can take 6 diamonds in both of my aces, but that's it. And even if partner has queen doubleton of spades, that's not a good card for us. Additionally, like, the opponents are just bidding to game. So I think for now, let's let them have at it. And I'll think what to do over 4 hearts or 3 no trump later. I don't think I'm doubling 4 hearts, but 3 no, I'm probably going to hope partner leads diamonds. And so I will want to double. It would be a little bit easier if I did raise to 3 diamonds. Partner would then know to lead diamonds against 3 no. But I think what's actually going to happen is East is just going to show a single suited hand in hearts and force to 4 hearts. And there's not much I can do about it. If the constructed hand I came up with partner is right, like queen 7th of diamonds and nothing else, we only have 8 tricks, so a 5 diamond save would not be profitable. So I think let's just pass. Let them bid to whatever they want. 3 diamonds. I mean, I'm a little worried that if we don't get a diamond lead against no trump, that it might just come home. But I'm also worried if I alert them to the fact that a diamond's a good lead for our side, they might just end up playing in hearts. I'm just going to pass. Oh. I mean, to be perfectly fair, I still don't know if my guess about what partner's hand is correct, but I'm just thinking, like, how is it possible that partner has a hand worth bidding 2 diamonds and couldn't overcall 1 diamond? And when partner has no high cards, it has to be a very long diamond suit. Maybe it's like Jack 10 7th, in which case they have 2 diamond stoppers. They might be able to score 5 clubs, 2 diamonds, and 2 spades off the top, even if we get a diamond lead. All right, let's just pass. I mean, I still want partner to lead diamonds, but I think my opportunity has passed for getting the right lead. Ooh, look at this. Queen of diamonds. This is a 10 count. East game forced with a 10 count, opposite their partner's minimum opening bid. Wow. I mean, this isn't feeling great, unfortunately. It's looking like West has been able to hold up the ace third of diamonds. So partner started with Jack 10 6th of diamonds. I have 2 aces, but how many tricks does West have? They have a diamond. They have 5 clubs that we know about. I mean, maybe West has a 6th club, or a 7th club, in which case they have 6 club tricks. I mean, partner could have the spade ace. So that would give West the queen of spades, the queen of hearts, the queen jack of clubs, and the ace of diamonds. That would be an 11 count with a 6-card suit. I don't know. I think the robots would open that hand. Queen jack 10 9 6th of clubs. I mean, but 2 queen doubletons, I mean, is not ideal values. I mean, maybe more to the point is if partner doesn't have the spade ace, what are my prospects on this one? Declare. I mean, declare just has 9 tricks, right? They'll be able to set up a heart by playing a heart to the jack, forcing out my ace. They have 2 spades, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 5 clubs at least. All right, let's set up partner's diamonds, and then partner has the stiff queen of spades, not exactly the most incredible card. Club. This is really brutal because now I know the club position. I mean, I think West started with queen 10 9 6th, and partner has jack doubleton. I guess I'll duck. Hope that declare misguesses and sticks in the 10. They did not. Okay, I guess no. Declare just wanted to fly the fly the king of spades before playing clubs. So we know West has the spade ace, and we know West also has 4 club tricks. I mean, I'm end-played. I'm just trying to think, is there anything that I can realistically do Like, obviously I can switch to spades, and if declare does not take the finesse, then we're in good shape. I'm actually quite surprised declare played a spade to the king before going after clubs. Like, all they needed to do was set up their heart trick before doing anything else. And then they could play on clubs safely. Like, what if partner had a small singleton spade, huh? Then I would just be in with the club ace and be able to lead the spade queen here, and I would get the last two tricks. This would be down one. This feels like a really unfortunate result, although I don't think there's a whole lot that could have been done about it. Yuck. Very, very yuck. All right. Let's play back a spade. Obviously, declare takes the finesse. Oh, you know what? Wow, partner just had like a normal overcall over a club. I am super confused as to what ended up happening on this deal. So West couldn't have played a heart because they had no hearts. Partner just had a normal 2-no overcall or a normal 1-heart overcall, and instead of doing any of that, elected to pass and then showed diamonds on the next round of the auction. Surprising. This feels like a pretty terrible result because I don't think the opponents are getting to 3-0 under normal circumstances. And I don't actually know what ended up happening so that they reached 3-0. It kind of felt like East just went insane with diamond shortness, no quick tricks, and a bunch of length in my suit. I don't know. I mean, I'm hopeful that that's going to be a result duplicated at the other tables. It seems like people will overcall spade, but we did have multiple opportunities to deviate in the auction. Like I said, we could have raised 2 diamonds to 3. We could have doubled 3 diamonds for the lead. But there's just nothing we could do in the play. All right, partner opens a spade. We'll bid 2 hearts, game force. We have 13. So partner is limited to 13 high card points, but there are definitely some hands where we could still make a slam. I think we may as well start out with 2 hearts. Partner bids 2 spades, which doesn't say anything. I'm going to rebid my heart suit. We could now bid 4 hearts just to kind of shut the door on anything else. We don't give away any more information to the opposition, which means they're going to have to guess which minor suit to lead, clubs or diamonds. Is there any reason for me to believe that 3 no trump might be a better spot than 4 hearts? I don't think so. Like if partner has a heart void, they would need to have a really good spade suit for 3-no to be good. Like, let's say I bid 3 hearts and partner bids 3-no. I mean, this is a spot where I'm just thinking best hand considerations now because normally I would be rebidding 3 hearts to search for more information. Partner could have like an 18 count. All we did was game force. They could still have a pretty big hand over there. But limited to only 13 highs, I'm no longer really looking for a slam. although it's still possible one could make. If I bid 3 hearts and partner bids 3 now, am I going to pass? Club opening lead might not be bad for us. The king of clubs could be on side. Diamond opening lead could be okay, depending on partner's diamond holding. As long as partner has a heart, we're going to be okay in 3 now. But it still feels like 4 hearts is probably the better place to play. A decent amount of the time. I mean, partner might only have 1 diamond stopper. We have to knock out a heart trick. Anyway, let's give some thought after I bid 3 hearts. I'm now convinced. Let's continue taking it a little bit slower. Oof. This is fine. I mean, it's possible partner has a similar situation to what we have going on in the heart suit. They have a long spade suit of their own that's going to play okay opposite a singleton or void. So I'm happy to pass 4 spades. I think that's perfectly fine. And partner might have saved us. If they happen to have a heart void, then 4 hearts could easily have 2 trump losers, or on a bad day, 3 trump losers. Whereas 4 spades might have, 1 or 0 spade losers, and we can use our ace king of hearts to pitch like diamonds or clubs from partner's hand. All right. That's, quite the hand over there. I mean, ultimately, a fine place to end up. A little bit sad about the opening lead, but not much we could do about that. Let's see how they defend. So diamond goes to the queen. Wow, West just had the ace, king, queen of diamonds, and East hit their partner. Now that might mean, actually, that both club honors are on side. No guarantee, but West may have trotted out a 3 diamond bid if they had the king of clubs in addition to the ace, king, queen, 5th, or whatever in diamonds. Spade switch. So we have choices to make, because we could play for the king of clubs on side and hearts splitting. Let's see how many trumps we need to pull first. Because if trumps are 3-3, we don't need to make our decision yet. We can pitch a couple of hearts. I mean, we can still afford to pitch another heart on when we pull the last trump here. Because we're always taking at least the club finesse, and then we just need to decide if we're playing club to the queen, ace, king of hearts, heart ruff, or if we're going to, say, run the 10 of clubs. West pitches a club. Well, that's a little surprising to me. Let's leave the 10 of clubs for now. East might cover if they have the king and jack. Okay, East does not cover. I mean, I would say percentage-wise, it's probably better to play for the club king on side and the hearts splitting. Is that even true? No. It's just like not true. That is way off percentage-wise. But we do gain a little bit of extra chances, or we do gain some extra chances if East has club length and heart length, because we'll be able to make the rest on a squeeze in hearts and clubs. The fact that East didn't cover the 10 of clubs makes me suspicious that the King of clubs, King Jack of clubs, is not on side. That's my pause here. Because East doesn't know what our hand looks like. We could have extra diamonds in our hand and fewer clubs, so maybe we were leading the 10 of clubs with like 10 third, and East is sitting on King Jack third. They would probably cover the 10, right? West club discard, though, is a little suspicious. I mean, I'm starting to think that maybe East just has Jack Doubleton of clubs and West is sitting on King Doubleton right now. Let's just make up our mind and do something. I'm going to run the 10. Okay, that didn't work. Let's play a club to the queen, I guess. Wow. West pitched from Jack third of clubs because the hearts were 3-3. That is unfortunate. Could have made an extra trick there if I had played that 10 of clubs to the queen. Also a little bit sad that the hearts split, because people who get to 4 hearts will make it. I mean, it's not the prettiest of contracts. West can cash 2 diamonds and then switch to spades, which would be the most difficult defense. But I think West would just play ace, king, queen of diamonds. You can ruff and then play ace, king, and another heart. The hearts split. Overtake the 7 of spades to dummy to pitch all your club losers. Don't even need the club finesse. So an opportunity missed. Could have made 11 tricks on that one. East opens a spade here. We're going to pass, and presumably just pass throughout while the opponents bid to wherever they want to go. Okay. So spade and no trump, we get this forcing no trump problem where East has to bid this 3-card club suit, and now the opponents are 1 level higher than they would have been if East had just passed the no trump response to their opening bid. 3 of hearts lead. Dummy plays the jack. I mean, we definitely play the king, but I'm gonna pause for a second just to get a count on what's going on. So East has 12 highs. We have 14. That's 26. West has like 10 or 11. I mean, I know the robots will make this invite with 12 before, so 10 to 12 plus our 26. Partner has 2 to 4 high card points. So club to the king. The question we need to ask is, can we afford to duck this trick? Like, partner's high cards might be in diamonds. It's possible partner has the king of diamonds and nothing else in their hand, in which case we really want to switch to diamonds. Like, win this, switch to diamonds, because otherwise Declare could just steal this trick, cash 5 spades, and take 2 or even 3 more hearts to score up quite a few tricks. It seems unlikely to me. No, I guess it's possible. West could have a hand that's like king doubleton of spades, ace queen fourth of hearts, jack fourth of diamonds, and three small clubs, and figure that a diamond switch is generally not going to be too dangerous for them. I mean, it's also possible Declare has the king jack of diamonds, and when I switch to a low diamond here, it's not going to work out well for us. But I think I am going to win the ace of clubs and then switch to a low diamond. Now it's just going to be about following suit. So Declare did have the queen of hearts, it looks like. Count signals would be helpful. I have no idea if my clubs are both good. But I think Declare is just going to cash this hard and then run the spade suit, and I'm going to get the last two, no matter what I discard here. Yep. So, last question, did partner have the diamond king and they forgot to play the suit back? They did not. So 150. Yeah, West just has a 12 count over there. No jacks, some decent spot cards, good support for partner spade suit. And bids only 2 no trump. So obviously Declare could have, after I won the club ace and played a low diamond, could have flown the king of diamonds to end up taking an extra trick. I'm curious, if I duck the king of clubs, what is Declare's line of play going to be? They probably cash all of their major suit cards, ending in their hand, and then lead a club up towards the king. So I would win. I guess presumably at that point I will have pitched all of my diamonds, and therefore... Well, it's tricky because if I pitch all my diamonds, they can throw me in with a diamond. So maybe Declare does get an extra trick if I duck that king of clubs, just because they're then kind of safe to cash out and eventually play a minor suit towards their king in the end position. All right, on to board 7. We have a 12 count. We'll open a diamond. These auctions have gotten a little bit out of hand when the opponents are limited in high cards. So West overcalls a spade, which is not really what they want to be doing. Partner makes a preemptive diamond raise. East bids 3 hearts, which is natural and forcing. Well, presumably I don't know if it's forcing or not. I guess we're about to find out. I'm going to pass. Okay. Here we are. We are defending 3 hearts. Don't know if I'm happy or sad about this, because I have what might be 3 cashers, but I think it's also very likely East has a singleton spade. I guess I'm just going to lead diamonds. Not really a situation where I want to lead the jack. if declarer has all of the ace, queen, and 10, I want them to make the wrong guess at trick 1, play me for the king and my partner for the jack. So I will just lead fourth best. Like, leading a trump is somewhat tempting. If West has diamond shortness and heart support, then we could prevent ruffs. But I think if that was West's hand, they would probably raise. So it's sounding more likely to me that East might just have a long heart suit and potentially a side club suit, and they're shortened diamonds and spades. Okay. You know, I did mention that if West had a hand like this, they might have raised. Huh. Partner played the 4 of spades on that trick. Normally we would expect standard count signals from our partner, and the only spade spot missing is the 6. So I'm tempted to think East might have a doubleton spade. Now is about the time I would have preferred to have let a trump at trick 1. I don't think I'm going to lead trumps now. Because I still don't want declarer to pick up partner's queen of hearts if they have it. So I guess that means I'm just going to continue diamonds. Doesn't feel great. I'm letting East ruff their diamond losers in the West hand, but I feel like maybe my opportunity is passed. I mean, I'm hopeful that partner has some club stuff. Okay, partner like false carded in spades. That is a little bit of an unfortunate card. I guess I'm gonna duck for now. I feel like this hand could have gone better. Yep. This hand definitely could have gone better. At least I didn't pick up partner's queen of hearts, right? Yeah, so if I had led a trump at trick 1, things would have been much nicer for our side. What would happen? Declarer would win the 10, play a diamond to the ace, play a club to the king, maybe I could win, and then play a second trump. They would win again, ruff a diamond, take a club finesse, pull trumps, eventually lose a diamond, a club, and a spade. So, I mean, it's the same 10 tricks. Tricky hand. Declarer did well. All right, board 8. Pass, pass, pass. So we have a 15 count. Guess we'll open a no trump. Partner invites. Our hand is kind of terrible. I wish I had not opened a no trump at this point, but we'll play in 2 no. We get a heart lead. Okay. So we have 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, a heart, and a spade. That's 8 tricks. The opponents probably work out to switch to spades in time before we can set up more hearts. But, I think we probably start off by trying to set up diamonds. There is an alternative consideration. Let's see what happens at trick 1, though. I'm going to stick in the 8 of hearts. East wins the ace. Okay. And switches to spades. I was going to say if East had played like a jack or 10 of hearts at trick 1, we could win the queen and immediately play back a heart. And that way, well, presumably West has the heart ace. For West to, do well defensively against us, they would have to work out to win the ace of hearts and then switch to spades, which I think is very difficult from their situation, or from their side. Anyway, 8 of spades comes through. I mean, we may as well duck for the time being. 8 of spades to the 10, the king of spades. I will duck again. And now the 2 of spades. So if West has the diamond ace and both of the missing spades, I mean, then hopefully East will smack them after the hand and say, why didn't you lead your suit at trick 1? But I mean, I guess East could have both of the missing spades and the diamond ace. Also possible. Either way, that would mean the opponents get 6 tricks and we take 7. Even if we were able to cash out and the heart suit runs, we would still only get 7 tricks, so I think we may as well just knock out the diamond ace. Hey, all right, well, we made 2 now. Spades were 4-4. It was good defense by our opponents. If East had stuck in the 10 of hearts at trick 1, I mean, we were considering winning the queen and playing a heart back, but we might have gone after diamonds. Either way, East spade switch and West's kind of persistence in setting up the spade suit made the play very straightforward. All right, 2 passes to us. We have a big hand, 17 count, 6-4 in the majors with a club void. Start with a spade, partner bids a no trump. Now, I think a lot of players who might have learned bridge from playing on BBO against robots would just bid 3 hearts with this hand, and that's what the robots would do with it. And I've never really believed in this style of bidding. Like, this to me is a very clear 2 heart bid. We don't have a fit yet. Our suit is particularly weak. If we're going to be game forcing, or possibly even looking for a potential slam, like all partner would need is the diamond ace and spade king for 6 spades to be a pretty good spot, we want to conserve space. So jump shifting should really be preserved for like a very, very narrow margin of hands, because you're taking up a full extra level of bidding room to, just convey this one extra message that I want to play in game. And on top of that, we might not even make game with this hand, right? Imagine if partner has a small singleton spade and like a doubleton heart or something. Where are our tricks coming from in no trump? Where are our tricks coming from in spades? We could easily lose 3 spade tricks, the ace of diamonds, maybe the 4th round of hearts. If that's the case, we bid 2 hearts, fine, we play in a 4-2 fit, but at least we don't get too high. So I'm tempted to just bid 2 hearts, because that is the correct thing to do with this hand. I'm just thinking again back to what the field might do. I think the field will be tempted to bid 3 hearts. I don't know. I'm going to do what I think is right. Okay, this is perfect. Partner raises us to 3 hearts. So we really don't need much for slam to be a good spot. The question is really, is there any way for me to figure out, to get partner to cooperate, right? Like imagine partner has a hand that's like singleton spade, 5 small hearts, ace, 4th of diamonds, and 3 small clubs. We're actually not in a terrible... I mean, 6 hearts is not a terrible contract. We probably need a little bit more than that, but we would be, have some chances to make it, even opposite that mediocre 5 count, or 4 count. Did I give him 4? Yeah, 4 count. Ace of diamonds and nothing else. The singleton spade is a big deal. Obviously, if partner has like king doubleton of spades or ace doubleton of spades, that would be even better. So we could Q-bid. I'm tempted. I actually think I really like this Q-bid. The most worrisome opening lead from my perspective is actually a club. And I think this club opening, or this club Q-bid, might dissuade them from leading a club at trick 1. Maybe they'll lead a diamond, which would help me set up my diamond suit. Maybe they'll just lead a trump, which at least it wouldn't start my hand getting forced, where I'm probably trying to set up my side spade suit. And it's also kind of like fishing for a slam. If partner does have the right hand, they'll cue 4 diamonds back, and we'll see what happens from there. Okay, partner signs off in 4 hearts. I think I'm content. Yes, maybe partner has like the singleton ace of spades, the jack of diamonds, and 5 hearts or something like that, and we have some play for a slam. But let's see what happens. We do get a heart lead. Okay. Well, a bit of a tricky hand to play. So first thoughts, probably win the jack of hearts and lead a spade. Again, I mean, I think ultimately our objective is probably going to be to try and set up our spade suit. Even if we get the 4th round of diamonds somehow and the ace of clubs, that's only 2 discards, and we're probably scoring all of those spade tricks anyways. So I think it has to be right to win the jack of hearts and lead a spade at trick 2. This way we'll pick up ace king of spades in East's hand, honor doubleton of spades in East's hand. We might even pick up like ace 3rd or ace 4th of spades with East if they decide to hop up with the ace, being a little bit afraid that we have the king and their ace could go away. Seems like a reasonable start to me. I don't really see what else. Okay, East sticks in the 10. A diamond comes back. That's interesting. I think we do want more hand entries, so no reason to like put up the jack or anything like that. East probably wins the ace. So first question, do I need to unblock this trick? I believe the answer is no. Looks like hearts are 4-1. So I think what's going to happen is East is going to win this and return a trump. We can ruff a spade. Well, we can win in hand, ruff a spade, play a diamond over, ruff a spade, and try and get back to our hand with another diamond to pull trumps. But that's going to be a problem if spades are 4-2, isn't it? You know, I guess it might not be, actually. Because West might have the club king. Yeah, hold on a second. Okay, let's talk through what I'm thinking. So I play the 5 of diamonds. East is going to switch to trumps. I'll win the ace. I will ruff a spade. I'll play a diamond to my hand. I will ruff a spade. I don't have any trumps in dummy. So I have to come back to my hand somehow. Well, I can't ruff a club. I mean, then if East does have these presumed 4 hearts, then East will get a trump trick. So I try and come back to my hand with the 3rd round of diamonds. Now, if all of this goes smoothly and East follows, we can win, pull the last 2 trumps, pitching 2 clubs from dummy, and now we lead the jack of spades, and West will win, or someone's going to win, the 4th round of spades. We can pitch the queen of clubs. Oh, I don't even need the king of clubs on side. And West is going to be down to just clubs and will have to give us access to the stranded minor suit winners in North's hand, the ace of clubs and the jack of diamonds. So I think this has some potential to work. Let me just think if there's any alternative here. I mean, that 10 of spades that East played on the first round of the suit could be from 10-9 doubleton, in which case I could try and lead the jack of spades right now. Although I guess if that's the case, the 9 of spades will just fall when I ruff the suit, and then I can actually just pull trumps and set up the spades. It would prevent me from making 11 tricks. Whereas I have an opportunity if I lead the jack of spades and like West covers and the 9 drops. I could ruff, diamond to the king, spade ruff, diamond to the queen. Well, East will pitch a diamond in that case. Okay. Let me think. So spade ruff, diamond to the king, spade ruff. Ooh, I see where the problem lies. East is going to be able to discard on the 3rd round of spades. And then when I play a 3rd diamond, East might be able to ruff it. Yeah, what did West discard? West pitched a club on the heart. Maybe there's just nothing I can do. 4 hearts is always going down. The defense found the right opening lead and kind of right way to go about this hand. Well, let's ruff a spade and see what happens. If the 9 drops, we can pull trumps and then lead the jack of spades, forcing out the ace. So spade rough, East pitches a diamond. I try and cross in diamonds. I mean, if East doesn't rough when I try and lead a diamond to my hand, we're in good shape. Then I can pull off this like weird stepping stone end play thing against West. I guess, but I just don't see an alternative. Like, how can I make it from here if East is down to no spades, 2 hearts, 1 diamond, and 4 clubs? There doesn't seem to be any way, right? All right. And it doesn't cost me, right? If I rough a spade and play a diamond and East roughs it, yeah, it doesn't cost me. Oh, East pitches a club. Well, this is either really good news or really bad news. East forgot to pitch a diamond. So this just works, right? I pull the last 2 trumps. And now I exit a spade. West can win. But West is then played into giving dummy the last 2 tricks. Wow. Big blunder by East. I wonder how they got that one wrong. It didn't seem to make any sense to discard a club in that position. Well, I'm happy with it. Let's not overthink it. Move on to the next. East opens a no trump. We have a strong no trump ourselves. So we could make a penalty double. I mean, the robots kind of indicate that they think this should show a little bit more than a strong no trump, which I tend to agree with. And the Queen of Hearts, Queen of Clubs are not really the kinds of cards that we care to brag about in our hand. So I think I am just going to pass. West transfers to clubs. I mean, this is not unexpected that West might be planning to transfer somewhere and effectively drop the opener. We just don't have a good enough hand, especially vulnerable to get involved in the auction, so I'm just going to pass. East is in 3 clubs. I think a trump lead is probably pretty sensible. Like, if East has honor doubleton of clubs, they're probably going to pick up our queen anyway. They'll just cash their honor and lead up towards West's honor jack 6th or whatever. It could go badly if East has, like, ace jack 3rd of clubs or something. Then they would have just cashed the ace king to give us a club trick. But a diamond lead's pretty risky, a spade lead's pretty risky. A heart might be my second choice of opening lead. I just think it's pretty unlikely that the least likely way to blow a trick is to lead a club. That's my thinking. Okay, that actually worked out really well. We got to play a club to partner's ace. And let's think for a second. I mean, partner returns the 9 of diamonds, so presumably, I mean, we'll definitely win the jack here. But then we have to decide what we're doing next. So we have 15. Dummy had 2, which gets us up to 17. Partner's turned up with the club ace, which gets us up to 21. And East is 15 to 17. And the robots don't really upgrade. So that means that we're currently at 36 to 38 highs. Partner has 2 to 4 high card points still remaining. Obviously, it would be wonderful if partner's diamond switch contained a doubleton diamond and another trump. But it's very possible partner just has the singleton ace of clubs and a doubleton diamond. So if that's the case, if we win the jack of diamonds and go ace of diamonds diamond, East just gets the king. We've blown a trick somewhere. Again, though, I think we're in a fairly similar position, although now knowing for a fact that partner has 2 to 4 high card points elsewhere, it is probably somewhat safe to switch to the king of spades, would be my guess. If partner has the spade queen, then great, we can switch to the king of spades, and that's perfect. If partner has the spade ace, we can switch to the king of spades, also perfectly fine. And if partner has nothing in spades, yeah, we end up blowing into the ace queen of spades in East's hand. But I think switching to like the queen of hearts might be a little bit scarier to do. Anyway, let's think if we want to try and give partner a diamond ruff or not. We don't really have clues from the auction because partner's so limited in high cards. They could easily be 5-5 in the majors with doubleton, diamond, singleton, club, and have never taken a call. Similarly, East, I mean, easily could have 3 diamonds and 3 clubs. They could have 3 clubs and 2 diamonds, in which case cashing the ace of diamonds is fine. They could have 3 diamonds and 2 clubs, in which case we do want to go ace of diamonds, diamond ruff. They could have 4 diamonds, which isn't really something I've considered, but I mean, a main issue with that is that when I go ace of diamonds, diamond ruff, we're just setting up East's king. So I think if East had 4 diamonds, we probably would prefer to switch to a different suit as well. Let me think for a second on this possibility where partner has the spade queen. They could also have the heart queen. No, we have the heart queen. So they can't have the spade queen and heart king. That would be a little too many high cards. So East would have the ace king of hearts. And if we switch to the king of spades, East could win. Pull a trump. Cash the ace of hearts, ruff a spade, try a heart finesse. It's a little bit scary because East could easily have 4 hearts. And then a diamond trick goes away. So we might lose our potential to take the ace queen of diamonds if we don't get our ruff immediately. You know, couple that with the fact that if I switch to the spade king, it's a little bit risky. We might blow up into East ace queen of spades. I am pretty convinced that the field is just going to play ace of diamonds diamond from here. If they get to this spot. Like, some pairs in the field might double a no trump. I don't know if that makes any difference as to what the final contract is. I don't know, still just very tempting to switch to the spade king. I mean, what are the odds, really? It's probably close to 50-50 that this runs into the ace-queen from East, right? Because partner has one of the missing high cards. The ace of hearts, the king of hearts, the ace of spades, or the queen of spades. Those are the only ones missing. I mean, like, I guess the king of diamonds as well, but hopefully partner wouldn't have switched to the 9 from king 9 doubleton or something like that. So with 4 high cards missing and 2 in both hearts and spades, it is kind of 50-50 as to whether or not Declare has this. So I guess that means to continue diamonds, I would need to be like more than 50% that this isn't losing a trick. I don't know. Both of these plans seem very close to me. My instinct was to play king of spades. And maybe I should just go with my gut on this one. I don't know. Is that a bad plan? Like, it could end up being a disaster, right? If East has like ace queen 10 fourth of spades, they not only get the ace and queen, but then my jack roughs out and they get 2 discards. You know what I realized? Some players might have just led the queen of hearts or like even the ace of diamonds. I already realized that maybe we're already ahead because I've led a club at trick 1. Okay, for that reason, let's be a little more cautious, or a little more reserved. Let's play the ace of diamonds, and a diamond. Okay, partner had a second trump. Oh, and now switches to the ace of hearts. Well, that's not what we wanted to see. Okay, I mean, that worked. This is going great. Now, now it's down 3. So East did have the ace queen of spades. Wow. What a hand. 300 out of nowhere. So if we lead the Queen of Hearts, things go, I mean, we lose so many tricks from that lead. Because partner will win the ace and return a heart, hoping to give us a ruff. But then partner will fly the ace of clubs on the first round of the suit and give us a heart ruff, but that happens to be with a natural trump trick. Like, in theory, we could still do a lot of the same things, although we wouldn't get 2 heart tricks in the end. So nice result there. We have 14 count, 6 card heart suit. I'm going to open a heart. Partner bids a spade. And I'm just going to rebid 2 hearts. Queen doubleton, Jack doubleton. These aren't great values. I mean, the rest of my hand is pretty excellent. I think it's borderline a 3 heart rebid, but I'm just going to rebid 2 hearts, which looks like a great spot to be in. So we get a spade opening lead. We have 2 spade losers. We have a club loser. We have a diamond loser. We probably have at least 1 heart loser. Happy to have stayed somewhat low on this one. 4 spades, I mean, could be a singleton, but the opponents just love leading through strength, right? The partner has bid spades, and so West might have like 3 small or something and thinks that this is a good opening lead to make. So it's kind of tempting to duck trick 1. No, we'll see what card East plays. If East plays the 10 of spades, I might be a little bit scared. Okay, East plays the king. So I'm thinking... Well, I'm thinking that something weird is happening, right? West led a spade away from the queen against the auction, a heart, a spade, 2 hearts. That's a really strange play to make. All right, let's duck trick 1. If East plays back a spade, I think I'm going to win the ace, and I haven't exactly decided what I'm doing from there, but I might go after the diamond suit, trying to set up a diamond trick. The reason I want to duck is spades could be 4-2. Okay, that is quite the play from East. Finds the club switch. I'm 100% convinced the king of clubs is offside based on the opening lead, but there's really not much I can do about it anymore. I guess I'm going to win the ace and lead a heart to the queen. Is there any reason for me to lead a heart to the 9? I think it's... Like, let's say I know the king of hearts is offside, which I also kind of expect. I think West's hand is probably something like ace of diamonds, king of clubs, king of hearts, queen of spades, a 12 count. Because a spade from queen 3rd or queen 4th would be my last choice, unless I really had nothing else to lead from. Like, even a 3 small or a doubleton trump might be more attractive. Now, I mean, I think I probably, as West, would have led a club from this hand. but it becomes less likely West would have led from strength, like the king of clubs, if they have more of the missing high cards. That's why I think the king of hearts is probably offside. So in that case, maybe we should work out a little bit of a suit combination. West has... So heart to the 9 loses to king 10 third of hearts with West. Like, the thing is, it might lose against some 4-2 breaks as well, because we're going to spend so long trying to draw trumps. West might get a trump promotion. That's something that's a little bit concerning to me. But let's see, it'll gain against King Doubleton. Yeah, so it gains against King Doubleton and loses against King 10 third. I mean, that doesn't feel like a great trade-off, especially when I might lose against like King 10 fourth on my left. Okay, second question, should I put up the club queen? I think there's some merit to not playing the queen of clubs here, because it's possible West might get in with like the king of hearts, be afraid of leading diamonds, be afraid of continuing trumps, and be afraid of switching to spades. And so they might try and put partner back in clubs by underleading their club king. I mean, I don't think it's very likely. This jack of clubs hopefully has marked the club queen in my hand. Okay, let's play low. And I guess I am just playing a heart to the queen. Oh, look at that. Well, that's interesting. So yeah, now what do we want to try and do? Those were a lot of high heart spots played. East played the 8 and West played the 7. Well, I don't have enough entries to like try and shorten myself in any meaningful way, so let's just go ace of hearts, heart. Okay. Ace of spades, spade. Try and get a count on the spade suit at the very least before doing it, before guessing the diamonds. Ace of diamonds was on side as expected. I don't know if I would have taken the finesse if West hadn't flown the ace there at the end, but it would have been very risky for West not to take the ace, because if I had guessed correctly, that 4th round of spades was set up. Sometimes you can kind of make your two-way guesses, or force the opponents to help you make your two-way guesses by essentially threatening them with losing their ace if they don't take it. All right, diamond, pass, pass. So what did West lead a spade from? I mean, this looks like a hand where I would automatically have led a club. I think second choice probably would have been a trump. And third choice was probably a low diamond. So I don't see any reason to lead a spade from queen 10 third against this auction, but West did apparently. A diamond, pass, pass. So we have a 16 count. Now balancing a no trump is like 11 to 14, so our hand doesn't really qualify for that. We could balance with double. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. we do want to consider some likely auctions when we make this kind of bid. I mean, generally we want to consider likely auctions to see whether or not we're going to have some rebid problems. If we double and partner bids a heart, I think we probably just bid a no trump. I mean, queen doubleton of diamonds is not a great stopper, but three small hearts is not great heart support. So we would kind of be lying about a couple of things if we passed partner and a heart. One, we have extra high cards, which we're not promising just by making the takeout double, especially in balancing. And two, we don't really have a heart fit. It's not really a lie, right? Sometimes you make a takeout double and play in a 4-3 fit. But here, I don't think there's any reason to do it when we have a sensible alternative. If we double and West bids 2 diamonds and it comes pass back to us, I think we probably pass, or I think we probably double again because of our extra high cards. If partner bids a spade, we can raise. If partner jumps to 2 hearts, we might have some questions about what to do from there. I don't know what the right bid would be, but I think that we've kind of figured out that we don't really have problems by starting with double, at least none that I've seen. So let's do it. Partner bids 2 diamonds. Okay, so partner has a pretty good hand. I think I'm just gonna bid 3 no. Partner's able to pull. So they can certainly, if they had a 5-card major, they could just pull 3 no. Let me just make sure the robots don't think this shows something weird. It shows 18 to 20. What do they think 2 no shows? Invitational to game, 12 or more points. I mean, what was I supposed to do if I'm not 18 to 20, though? 3 diamonds, I guess? No, that's natural. Okay, I'm just going to bid 3 now. Let's not overthink this, right? I have some extra values. Partner showed a good hand. If partner has like king third of diamonds, I want to steal up the no trump. If partner has ace third of diamonds or ace doubleton, I want to steal the no trump. Partner should still expect that I have kind of takeout double shape for this type of auction. It's not over yet, but I'm not feeling great about the way that this has gone. Let's see if West continues the ace of diamonds. Okay, they switched to spades. Everyone breathe. Well, I understand partner has a bit of a tough decision, right? 2 diamonds seems pretty natural. You might expect me to do something like jump to 3 spades with this hand. I still think I wanted to give some weight to the queen doubleton of diamonds because partner might have just had scattered values. They didn't have to have both majors for this bid. I'm curious though. I wonder if most people think that partner should pull 3 no to 4 diamonds, once again saying please bid a major, or if this auction I was supposed to do something different. This is probably the first hand where I'm like not certain what the right approach to bidding my hand is, but we're here now. Let's ignore all of that. Where do I think the field's going to end up? I mean, I think some people might end up in 3 no trump like I did. Some people might end up in 4 spades. We have so many options here. Okay, so West has presumably turned up with the ace king jack of diamonds. Otherwise, they might have gone ace of diamonds low diamond or ace king of diamonds or something like that. How many high cards do we have? We have 16. Partner has 10. So West, I mean, might not have one of the missing cards. They probably have the heart king. but they might not have the club queen. They might not have the heart jack. We have the possibility of a backwards finesse in clubs, so we could lead the jack of clubs out of hand if we thought West was likely to hold the queen. Could get covered, and then we play a club to the 9. In terms of tricks, I mean, we have 8 top tricks, presuming the king of hearts is on side. 4 spades, 2 hearts, and 2 clubs. I'm somewhat tempted to run 4 rounds of spades first to see what's going on. And I guess I want to end in my hand, because I'll probably just take a heart finesse after that. It does kind of look like players in 4 spades are going to make 10 tricks, so, you know, maybe our objective is to try and make 10 tricks on this hand rather than just 9. Still, I think I do want to get a plus score. Some players might have a bit of a different auction, like some people might balance with a no trump or something and end up just playing a part score, so making the game bonus would be useful. All right, let's see what happens as we run a couple of spades. East pitches a club, and West has thrown a couple of diamonds. The club discard's a little bit odd. I mean, that might be something East would do if they had a 5-card club suit. East not pitching a diamond is also a little bit odd. So if I want to take the reverse finesse in clubs, or backwards finesse in clubs, I should probably lead the jack of clubs right now. I'm not confident that's what's going on. I mean, it does kind of sound as if West has the club queen, because East discarded a club. But, I mean, East might have discarded a club from, like, queen 4th without the 10. In which case, I could just play king of clubs, club to the jack, and run the entire club suit. I think... See, the thing is, when I take a heart finesse, I don't know what I'm doing next. So I have the feeling that I should probably guess the clubs now. Okay. West diamond discards make me suspicious about the club layout. That really makes me think that West has the club queen. Maybe diamonds are 6-3, actually. That would make some sense, right? West has pitched 2 diamonds from a 6-card suit. East started with 3 of them. Doesn't want to discard a diamond. still feel like East might have pitched a diamond if they started with 3. I mean, maybe diamonds are 7-2, but then West would have definitely rebid diamonds. I don't know, something's very weird about what's happening right now. Could diamonds possibly be 5-4? So could West be like 2-3-5-3 with the Queen of Clubs, with like all the missing high cards? West would have a 14 count. They could. Ace, King, Jack, 5th of diamonds, Queen, 3rd of clubs, King, 3rd of hearts, and a doubleton spade. They don't even need the Jack of hearts. Yeah, that's very possible. Not feeling great about this one anymore. I think I am going to leave the Jack of clubs next. Big problem is, like, what do I do if West covers? Do I win the king and play a club to the 9, or do I win and play a club to the ace? Oh boy. But I am somewhat convinced that West has the club queen now. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but I think it's likely. Okay, let's do it. All right, West has returned a club, so at least we can take the heart finesse and make our contract from here. West still is of the belief that we have the Queen of Diamonds protected. So they started with Queen 10, 3rd of clubs. Although this is sounding like it's good news, right? In hearts now, or in spades, they're going to lose 2 diamonds, a club, and a heart. So maybe we're okay. Yeah, maybe we're perfectly okay here. Shame. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that one's going to score. I mean, presumably in 4 spades, the defense is going to cash 2 diamonds and then switch to trumps. And, I mean, Declare could make it if they pull 3 rounds of trumps, go heart to the queen, ace of hearts, heart. West gets thrown in to give a rough slough or lead a club away from the queen. Either way, plus score. Let's move on. That is the halfway point. I know that this has been a little bit slower than I normally anticipated. I've felt like in the past these things have been like a little over 3 hours. We're well past the 2-hour mark now, despite my kind of brief introduction that I did before board 1. But here we go, 1 diamond by East. On to the next board. We have a 14 count, even though it doesn't look like it. So we'll make a takeout double. Redouble by West, showing some values. Partner has clubs. I mean, we've done our job. 2-0 by West. Once again, not our hand. Oh, great. Partner is leading their club suit. That's exactly what we wanted to see. So East has a 12 count. They have a 5-card suit. I'm maybe a little surprised that East didn't bump this. I mean, I know they're kind of minimum and high cards, but after this takeout double, it places all the missing honors in general, and the 5-card diamond suit is likely to be a source of tricks. All right, let's see what happens at trick 1. Club to the queen and king. Diamond to the... I mean, I'm gonna switch to hearts. And try and cash hearts, I think. Okay. Feels like the right thing to do, at the very least. I mean, clubs were not going anywhere. Declare could have ducked a club trick if they needed to. Partner did, in fact, have Jack 10 fourth. So did I goof on this? Maybe I goofed. Declare doesn't seem to have very many tricks of their own. They have 3 spades, 2 clubs, a diamond, and a heart, which is only 7. I did give them an extra trick in the heart suit. Now, it's true that I think if partner only has 4 clubs, they really should have been bidding hearts rather than clubs over here. But partner could have had a 5-card club suit, right? The 5 of clubs doesn't preclude them from having the deuce as well. And in that case, I don't know. I would still bid a heart with 4. But I'm not sure what this partner would do. They could easily have 5 of them. So I could have elected to just defend passively. I mean, it's a little bit scary when a diamond gets ducked like this. You kind of think like, oh, declare must have the diamond set up. And then when they win the king of hearts with the ace, and go after spades now, I don't know, I guess I thought that they must have had like 4 small diamonds in hand or something like that, or, you know, whatever it was, 10 fourth of diamonds or something. Partner had queen doubleton, and the diamonds happened to be coming home. Maybe I could have done better on that one. That feels like a little bit of a subpar result. Maybe it was some of my haste in switching to hearts. It feels like a pretty natural defense, though. I mean, I guess in some world we could actually get a signal from partner on one of these tricks to figure out if they had 4 hearts or only 3 of them. And then I would know to be a little bit more conservative in my defense. Anyway, East opens a diamond on 14. We have a pretty big hand, 17 count, so we'll start with double. And now we'll bid 2 spades to show our big hand with spades. Queen of diamonds is definitely depreciated in value over the course of this auction. Whoa! Ooh, this is not gonna be a super friendly hand to play, is it? That trump lead is brutal. Okay, first thing first, let's see if East covers trick 1. They do. So I think the King of Hearts is likely to be onside with shortness. I mean, it doesn't have to be. West could have the King of Hearts, of course. I wonder what the robots think 2 diamonds shows in terms of values. They say 15 to 22 total points. Because odds are pretty good that West has a club honor, in which case I think it's very unlikely that West has the King of Hearts. Otherwise, they might have responded to their partner's opening bid, although maybe they don't have a good response to make, right? Maybe West does have the King of Hearts and nothing else. Or the King of Hearts and King of Clubs, and they just didn't want to bid a no trump. They don't have a 4-card major. But we're fairly confident West doesn't have a singleton heart. So if the King of Hearts is on side, we could cross to the 10 of spades, play a heart to the jack, pull trumps, cash the ace of hearts, presumably the king falls, and then take the first 12 tricks. If the King of Hearts is offside, we're risking, quite a few tricks, in fact, because by crossing to the 10 of spades, dummy has no more trumps. The opponents can take 2 diamonds, 2 clubs, and maybe even get a heart ruff from there. Now, do I think everyone's going to be in this contract? I'm pretty sure of it. But I guess there's some chance that if someone just decides to overcall a spade with our hand, kind of really devaluing the queen doubleton of diamonds, that they will end up in a part score, which doesn't really help us, right? I'm mostly thinking about if the King of Hearts is offside, we're already going down at least 1. We have a heart, 2 clubs, and a diamond to lose. So I would be then trying to hold my loss to like minus 50. All right, let's just go for broke. I think this is probably the right line of play. So we'll cross to dummy, take our heart finesse. Man, East did have all of the club honors. That's unfortunate. Hello. What? Excuse me. Hello? What? Why didn't they cash a diamond? West has the King of Diamonds as well, I guess. That's okay. Getting out for down 1 is probably good then. Shocking that East tried to cash a 3rd club there. Yeah, very surprising. Huh. All right, minus 50. Again, a little bit sad. I'm very surprised that partner jumped to 4 spades with this hand, but that's not something that's in our control. So the entire field will get there if they make a takeout double and then rebid 2 spades, which is kind of what we had decided to do once we made the takeout double. Overall, not a bad contract. Once we got the trump lead, right? Because then we have a spade entry to dummy. Without the trump lead, we were going to be in dire straits to make this. Although I guess on a diamond lead, we would have been okay as well, right? We could then ruff a diamond to the north hand and play a heart to the jack. It really only was the trump, like a club lead or something, followed by a low trump switch, which would have given us some trouble. Anyway, on to board 15. So we have 11. This is a best hand tournament, which means no one else has more than 11. I'm going to open a club. Partner bids a heart. Now, I know for a fact that if I bid 2 hearts, partner's going to make a game try, and we're going to get to the 3 level. I would never do this in real life, but I'm going to pass a heart here. Neither opponent has been able to come in with 1 spade over a club or a heart. Let's see if they're willing to come in over this auction. They did not. All right, we'll take it. We're in 1 heart. Probably a okay spot to land in. Get a club lead. So we have a heart, a spade, a diamond, and presumably a club to lose. At the very least. And then we have a bunch of other issues as well. 4 of clubs was the choice. Now, it's kind of tempting to just fly the ace of clubs here. I'm a little bit worried about the opponent switching to spades and getting a potential spade bluff if I don't. Like, if I duck this and West switches to a spade, and then I try and pull trumps, they might be able to get a spade bluff. Whereas if I win the club ace and then play trumps, they won't. But I guess the issue then is, okay, so what? I pull trumps, but then I still have all these club losers to deal with. I can only ruff 1 in the north hand. All right, let's play low. West gets to win this trick. Plays back a club. So East follows up the line, and the fact that East played the lowest outstanding club means we know clubs are 4-3. Let's start on the trump suit, I guess. Any chance that this is away from the jack? Maybe. Maybe. But that feels like a pretty risky play. I think most likely is that it's from 3 small. Or an original holding of 3 small, so West still has Jack Doubleton. I guess I'm going to hop up with the ace. All right, let's try and pull trumps. So King of Hearts and a heart. East pitches a spade. Okay, good news. The Queen of Spades is on side. Well, kind of good news that the Queen of Spades is on side. It is now starting to sound, though, as if East had the Jack of Clubs, because West didn't try and play the Jack of Clubs through there. They just played back a spade. So what has everyone turned up with, right? That's the real question. East has the Ace of Hearts, the Queen of Spades, and that's it so far. West has turned up with the Ace of Spades, and that's it. So I think we should play a diamond to the king. We had 11 highs. East has turned up with 6 so far. So if they had the diamond ace, I mean, it would only be 10, and they could still have the club jack, but East cannot have both the ace and queen of diamonds. Let's see if West solves our problem for us. They don't. I think we play a diamond to the king here. Which Just trying to think the whole defense through. East elected not to switch to spades away from the queen when they got in with the heart ace. That makes sense. West returned a spade when they got in with the... That might actually be our best clue about what's going on. If West... Actually, now I'm not sure anymore. West returned a spade, huh? Because now... Okay, let's say I'm right that West does have the jack of clubs. Why would they not play back the jack of clubs in that position? I think it's starting to sound as if I'm just wrong about this guess. East had the club jack, they gave us an opportunity to hook the clubs. I don't know, 50-50 guess, right? That's kind of where we're at. My instincts were diamond to the king, but now it really is looking like a little bit of a 50-50, and I'm kind of, at this point, leaning towards playing low. Now, who am I kidding? I'm going to go with my gut. It says diamond to the king. That doesn't feel great. West did have the jack of clubs. Why did they not return the jack of clubs when they were in? I don't know. That just felt like such a weird play to me. Oh, I had miscounted the king of clubs. I completely forgot about trick one. West had the club king. It didn't really change the math, I don't think, because I was playing East for the club jack in the end position. Did it really not change the math? So West would have had ace of spades, ace of diamonds, king of clubs, and nothing else, which is possible. Maybe that's a big blunder on my part. Unfortunately, I think the field might end up in 2 hearts or whatever. Oof. Board 16, look at this. What am I supposed to do here? A spade pass pass. So partner couldn't make a takeout double of 1 spade, which, I mean, could mean a couple of things. Maybe partner doesn't have values. Maybe partner actually isn't short in spades. East could have a spade void, and partner has 3 small. I think I want to bid, though. We're favorable. It's match points. Whether or not 1 spade makes, it's hard to imagine us getting 200 against it. So I would probably rather try and contract for like plus 110 my direction, or 120. I'm thinking of bidding a no trump. If partner transfers to hearts, it's okay. If partner transfers to diamonds, that would be a 3 club bid. I guess I could just pass and pray that we're in a decent spot. That honestly doesn't seem too terrible. If partner lets me play a no trump, that's probably okay. Maybe we get a spade lead, maybe we don't, but I can probably set up the club suit. Alternative, I guess, is to bid 2 clubs. I'm just a little worried that if I bid 2 clubs, I'm gonna lose a ton of spade tricks. So yeah, let's balance with a no trump. This is not what I was hoping for. Yeah, unfortunately, double is supposedly just takeout. Or not even takeout, it's like specifically showing hearts and clubs. I didn't give a lot of thought to West bidding again 2 diamonds. I mean, I figured I had a pretty good hand. What are the odds West also has a very strong hand? I mean, maybe it's not that unlikely. Gross. Now I've put myself in this awful position where I'm very tempted to balance 3 clubs, but if that's the case, I really should have just bid 2 clubs the first time or passed a spade. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe passing a spade is the right way to go about this one. If the opponents can have a big diamond fit, then I guess we're in some trouble. Let me think about partner's possible hand shapes, because we know partner doesn't have 5 hearts, right? They would have bid 2 hearts over 2 diamonds. We know partner doesn't have a ton of diamonds. They probably would have doubled with 5 of them. So let's give partner the most length possible in the red suits. If they're 4-4 in the red suits, they have 5 cards in the black suits. Could be 3 spades and 2 clubs. That would be a disaster. But if it's 2 spades and 3 clubs, or 1 spade and 4 clubs, that's good. If partner's shorter in diamonds, then they have more length in clubs probably. Also feels fine. All right, I've talked myself into it. Okay, East bids 3 diamonds. So real question now, do I want to go after them? I think I've done enough. I'm content I pushed them up a level. They might not be going down. Hopefully partner leads a trump, but I've done my best. Partner does not lead a trump. Thanks, partner. Real helpful, by the way. Well, 2 of hearts lead. So that's 4th best. I guess I'm playing the queen at trick 1. Like, if partner has the king, this is great. Now I don't need to like worry about anything else. If I play the ace and West has the king, I mean, it just doesn't help me. Then West will always play the king later, my queen falls, they play low to the jack, so I may as well do this. This could throw a little bit of confusion in. Maybe declarer doesn't realize that my ace of hearts is falling. Starting to sound like West might be 5-5. Oh, there goes the ace of hearts, huh? Okay, what's actually going on now? West is down to a club void, right? We know West's exact hand. They started with 5-3-4-1 shape. So they have no clubs, they have a heart, and they have 3 spades and 2 diamonds. I'm not doing a great job visualizing. So if I pitch a spade here, let's say West does have the 10 of hearts. They could play a heart to the 10, they exit a spade, I win. I play a club, they get tapped. I think it doesn't matter what I discard, but I just want to think for a second. I win the ace of spades and then we cash. No, because the club suit gets blocked. Aha, and partner will have to give the last trick to the jack of hearts. Okay, so I think I need to pitch a club. And then if Declara plays a heart to the whatever, I pitch a spade. Oh, I guess it's the same thing, right? When Declara plays a heart over, I can pitch a club later. So let me think this through again. It's been a long set. I pitch a spade. If they play a heart to, say, the 10 in their hand, I pitch a club. They exit a spade, I win. I tap them in clubs, they exit a spade, and then my king of clubs is good. Right? Oh. Okay, down 1. So it would have been nice to double this. I think partner should double with their hand. They have a hand where it looks like 3 clubs was making. They really want to protect our plus score on this one. I mean, ace, queen, third of clubs. It's not great defense, but they do have 3 diamonds. They expect the opponents to be in an 8-card fit at the 3 level. I would just double and lead a trump 100% from partner's hand. Now, how does 1 spade do? Because that's an important question. Partner probably also leads a heart against that contract. So we get a heart lead. Players will win the ace, probably switch to their singleton diamond. West can win. So Declara has a diamond and a heart to cash. They can take at least 2 spade tricks for the king, jack of spades. They'll probably get another one on a club rough. A spade might be down 2. Maybe I did the wrong thing on that board. I don't know. I never really gave full credence to this 2 diamond bid possibility from West. I really don't think West should be bidding 2 diamonds with this hand. Balanced 14. Very risky, and they probably were going for 200 if North had worked out to double the final contract here. Oh well, we got a plus score, so it's better than passing out 2 diamonds at the very least. Diamond by partner. We have a 14 count. I think I'm just going to jam 3 now. I want to protect King Doubleton of Spades from the opening lead. My hand's balanced enough. And I'm light enough on high cards that I don't think opposite normal 14 counts or many even unbalanced 14s we're going to have good slams. Normally, I think I would start with 2 diamonds, show the limit raise, and then, because partner could have a pretty big hand, but let's just jam 3 now here. Whoa. Okay. This is terrifying and exciting all at the same time. 2 of hearts lead. Sure. So West has a lot of spades, right? We'll start with that. East would have overcalled a spade over a diamond if they had 5 of them. I mean, presumably. So West probably has a decent number of spades, which must include the ace. Otherwise, why would West not lead spades at trick 1? Trying to decide how to handle the first trick. I think I'm going to play low. If West has led a heart away from the 9, this will reduce any guesses in the suit for me later. And we can always decide if we want to hook the 10 of hearts at a later point in play. So yeah, let's play low. Okay, great. I think this is going to make the first couple of tricks go pretty quickly. So now we can cross in hearts, take a diamond finesse. Okay, now what? I mean, I'm planning to play a diamond to the jack. And so I think I might do that. The only question really is, do I want to play a club to the jack right now? Like if I lead a diamond and West shows out, I might have wanted to have taken a club finesse to try and score 4 club tricks. Obviously, if this was imps, I would just play a diamond to the jack. If West shows out, I would play a club to the king, club to the jack, and go from there. So club to the jack is risky because if diamonds happen to split, we don't need to risk the club finesse. We can just cash a bunch of diamonds, cash our hearts. I mean, maybe take the club finesse, but we'll have an opportunity to do that once we've already secured our plus score. It could come at the cost of an over trick, though. Let me think. West presumably has 3 hearts, right? They led a low heart at trick 1, popped up with the 9 on the second round of the suit. If West has 1 diamond, and let's say the 6 spades we're giving them, then they do have 3 clubs. So it's very important for us to take the club hook now, because then we can score 4 clubs along with our jack of diamonds and 2 hearts to make 10 tricks here. On the other hand, if West has 2 diamonds, which they could, then West only has 2 clubs to go with their 6 spades and 3 hearts. And in that case, the club finesse is like pretty anti-percentage. Not the spot I wanted to be in. Obviously, if I had like preserved a little better communication to my hand in the heart suit, like if I had played the king of hearts at trick 1, which, you know, we're still trying to figure out the hearts for 4 tricks, it's not the most ideal way of playing, then I would be able to play on diamonds and then cross back in clubs, or cross back in hearts to try the club finesse. You know, one minor indication is that if East really had king 10 third of diamonds, would they cover the queen of diamonds with the king? I think the answer to that is no, they wouldn't. Or sometimes they wouldn't, because they could just play low. I mean, for all they know, we might not even have the diamond ace. It's possible. And so they wouldn't want to blow the suit open if their partner had the ace doubleton or something. Okay, I think that's the read I'm going to go with, which makes me fairly comfortable just playing a diamond to the jack. All right. So now we can, well, again, we're going to have to decide, right? We have to figure out if we are taking the club finesse or not. I mean, we can cache a large number of tricks, but not everything. Before making up our mind. East pitches a club. I have the feeling I'm correct about the club count, that clubs were 3-3 to start with. This would be a very dangerous play if East had queen third of clubs. I think I'm now tempted to take the club hook, but we can get a little bit more information by cashing another diamond. Now West pitches a club. East has thrown another club. So if West has queen third of clubs remaining, right? Which would be the only reason for me to lead the 3 of clubs to the king here. Otherwise, I can play the ace of clubs and overtake the jack to make the rest. West would have started with 3 small hearts, queen fourth of clubs, a doubleton diamond, and whatever fourth of spades. So that would have given East a 6-card spade suit that they didn't bid with. No. Absolutely not. All right, you can overtake the jack of clubs to get back. Wow, did I miscount something? I said I thought clubs were 3-3, but I also thought West had 6 spades. You know what? It's fine. We got to the right answer. We probably were going to take all 13 tricks anyway, because I was leaning towards club to the jack at some point after that club discard from East. Anyway, on to board 18. We got 7 boards to go. 1 heart by East. Another interesting hand, because we have an 11 count, and once again, it's a best hand tournament. So normally at the table, I would be tempted to maybe stick a 3 diamond preempt in here, or intermediate overcall, I guess, depending on whatever you want to call this. I mean, I'm happy to show this as intermediate, I think. 7-card suit, singleton, the opponent's suit, outside honor of some kind, the king of clubs. I'm just wondering, though, is there any way that I can buy the contract cheaper if I only bid 2 diamonds? I think the answer is no. West is likely to have some values and be able to make a bid. So I guess that means I'm going to bid 3 diamonds. Feels like a reasonable choice. West bids 3 hearts, and here we are. I mean, this might have been the contract we ended up in anyway. If I had overcalled 2 diamonds, West bids 2 hearts, pass, I reopen with 3 diamonds, maybe. I mean, I don't think that's a very good auction. I think in that case, we should probably just pass out 2 hearts. We're giving them too many opportunities to go after us for plus 200 vulnerable. Anyway, we're here now. And first question is, do I lead my suit? So upside, of course, is that maybe partner has a singleton and can get a ruff. Also, partner might have the diamond king. I think that's a little bit less likely on this type of auction. If partner had the diamond king, the opponents have no wasted values in diamonds. One of them might have had a singleton and then could have just upgraded their 10 or 11 count and pretended it was a game force. I mean, I think we already saw that once today. There was, what was it, board 4? Yeah, East just opposite partner's minimum opener blasted game with the 10 high card point hand. So the robots will upgrade if they feel like it's the right thing to do. So that makes me think that the diamond king is most likely to be an East's hand on this type of auction. So leading a diamond could easily blow a trick. I'm tempted to lead spades for that reason. Because if partner has the spade honors, they were going to get guessed anyway after our preempt. I don't want to lead trumps. I think there's some chance I score the queen of hearts as a trick. And definitely not leading a club away from the king. So let's do it. Let's lead my doubleton spade. 4 queen. Wow. This is not the diamond holding I was expecting from dummy. Three, 6, 10 king is how the club suit went. I mean, it is kind of sounding as if East probably has a diamond void now. I'm not certain of that, but maybe. So could East be like 3, 5, 0, 5? That's possible. Declare played a club to the 10 rather than, for example, leading a spade. If Declare needed to ditch a club loser from West Hand, they might have led a spade immediately. So that makes me think it's probably safe for me to lead spades. Maybe score a partner's spade trick. I'm a little worried that I might guess the spades for Declare. Like if they're sitting on the Jack 9 of spades and I play one, they just get their 2 spade tricks without having to guess. Do I hook north for it, or do I, try and rough it out or something? So a passive club exit is probably okay. Here, a trump suit preference signal would have been helpful. Partner could let me know if they really want me to play spades back or not. Is there any reason to believe that partner might have a spade trick and a club trick coming if I play back a club, whereas if I play back a spade, Declare gets their spade set up to pitch a club loser? It's possible. All right, let's return a club. Partner cashes the Jack of spades, probably plays a diamond. Nope, plays back a club. I guess this confirms that the diamonds are as expected. Ooh, or not. I'm feeling a little end played, but I think it just doesn't matter that Declare was going to be able to take the rest anyway. Okay. I mean, minus 140 never feels like a great result when the opponents stop short of game and just barely make their contract on the nose. We did get our 4 tricks. There's really nothing to the play. Declare just was able to pull trumps, and then we had already established our spade trick. All right. 19. We have another 11 count. This one's a little bit better than... Oh no. That is not what I wanted to see. Oh, yikes. Oh, okay. Well, 6 boards to go. Big decision here. 8 or more clubs, preemptive. I mean, I have some defense, but the club void might argue for bidding. A spade, pass, and no trump. 5 clubs. Wow. Now, if I do bid, it's probably going to be 5 spades, but 5 diamonds could easily... Oh, apparently 5 diamonds shows 6 or more spades. Who would have thought? 5 diamonds could be the right spot. If partner has like a spade void or a singleton spade, I think this is very similar to that hand earlier. Where was it? Board 5. where we had this ace king seventh suit in a major, and it was still better to play in partner's suit. Five clubs. I mean, I think we're supposed to pass. My concern with the robots is that they don't do a good job of bidding when they don't have high cards. And here, our partner is basically going to say, well, I bid a no trump. What more did you want me to do with this type of hand? I think partners should bid five spades or should balance with five spades if they have the 3-card limit raise type of hand, which they could for the one no trump bid. And I guess that means that if I were to take captaincy on my own and bid five spades in front of partner, I'm only gaining when partner has like a doubleton spade and fitting diamond cards. And spades don't split badly. I think I should probably actually pass now that I'm thinking about it. If partner has 3-card limit raise, great. We'll play in five spades, hopefully. If partner doubles five clubs, I don't know, I'll have to make a decision then. I suppose I should pass. And if partner passes out five clubs, so be it. Then I feel really bad because if five clubs is making, I'm sure we have a good save somewhere in spades or diamonds. Okay, partner doubles. I mean, I think I just have to go with it. We do have a good opening lead, the ace of spades. I mean, it's not like that's going into a double void or anything. Maybe declare doesn't have dummy entries because partner's sitting over the heart suit with like the ace queen of hearts or something. All right, here we go. Gonna lead the ace of spades. Declare ruffs and plays the ace of clubs. So we have a spade loser, we have a heart loser playing in spades, for example. Doesn't look like we have a huge diamond fit, which is, I guess, good news. Partner has queen doubleton of clubs. Not the most ideal holding, but I think partner probably has the diamond ace and the heart king for their double. That would be my guess. Oof. So ace does 9. This just made. This is terrible. Partner's gonna get the king of hearts, but that's our last trick. Whew. I mean, this could be duplicated around the room. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people might just like bid five spades because they think it's the right thing to do over five clubs. We kind of worked out that it's really not. But five spades, even if it gets doubled, which I don't know if West would double or not, it doesn't go down a lot if it even goes down. I think you probably make it, in fact. We lose a trump and we lose the ace of hearts, but with the preempt, we're going to pick up the diamond queen. That feels like just a terrible result. Anything we did other than what, or any bid other than whatever we ended up doing would have worked out better. All right, 5 boards to play. A heart passed 2 hearts. We have a 15 count. I think I'm just going to bid 3 diamonds. We can't really make a takeout double. We don't have 4 spades. I mean, we could, but we would end up in the wrong strain a little bit too often, I think. Partner could have overcalled a spade if they had 5, so more likely than not, we would end up in a 4-3 fit. But my hand's a little bit too good to just pass. All right, a heart, 2 hearts, 3 diamonds. He spins 3 hearts, presumably showing a 4th trump. I have a lot of quick tricks. It is very tempting at match points to double this. I do think that partner is going to pull a little bit too often, though, with this partner specifically. So I think I just have to pass and try and go plus, which, I mean, it looks like we're about to do, right? Partner has led the king of diamonds, which has to be a good start for the defense. Let's cash 2 spades, I think, and then go ace of diamonds, diamond ruff. Yeah, that feels like the right way to defend. So oh my god. Okay. Well, that was hilarious, by the way. Partner turns up with the king, queen, jack, 6th of clubs. Yeah, I don't know how this one would have gone if I had doubled, right? Like, I wanted to double, but kind of these match point doubles with the robots, they don't really understand them. They don't have a good sense that, like, you're trying to protect your side's plus score. And I think our partner probably, they just had king, jack, 6. I forgot West had the singleton queen. North would have pulled to 4 clubs, or 3 spades maybe. I mean, probably 3 spades, and that contract might make, but it's not as good as plus 200 or plus 500, right? So, who knows? Maybe partner would have sat on the basis that they have a 9 count with a singleton in our suit. All right, a heart by partner, 2 clubs by east. I guess we'll start with 2 spades. Partner bids 3 diamonds, and we do have a little bit of a decision to make here, because we could just bid 4 spades, which I think is the normal and practical choice. We could try 3 no trump. But I don't think that's the right decision with such a weak club stopper. It would be a little bit different if we had like king, jack, 3rd of clubs, and ace, king, queen, 6th of spades. Then I think 3 no trump has a lot going for it. We're not getting any extra tricks by roughing things in partner's hand, and we have a solid spade suit, but additionally when they lead clubs we have that suit double stopped, so we'll be able to win the 2nd club, run spades, knock out like the ace of hearts or something, and then win the next round of clubs, and partner's hand will hopefully be high at that point. But here it's still possible 3-0 is the right place to play. We're not really in control of that anymore. Partner's the one who would have needed to have bid 2 no trump over 2 spades. So we're bidding 4 spades. Get club lead. Yeah, and this is kind of, I'm a little surprised at a couple things. Partner opened a 10 count, first of all, and then decided to rebid 3 diamonds as opposed to 3 hearts with 6-4. Well, not the prettiest of contracts that we've ended up in here. So club went to the ace. A spade comes back. Lots of possibilities for how to play this. It is tempting to, I mean, maybe pull trumps, maybe not pull trumps, but it's tempting to play a heart to the 10. Because I think East is likely to have the heart king. And this could threaten to run the heart suit. Now, obviously, if West has the heart king and West has the diamond queen and hearts are 3-2, we could just go heart to the queen, ace of hearts, heart ruff after pulling trumps, diamond to the jack, and we make 11 tricks. But I think that's asking for a lot. And if we don't have a diamond entry to North's hand, then we get cut off from the long hearts. So that's why I kind of want to just like effectively duck a heart to some extent, playing East for maybe King Doubleton. Or West for Jack Doubleton. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Now, if I don't pull trumps, like if I lead a heart to the 10 right now, and East wins the king and gets wise to my plan, maybe East doesn't play back a spade and instead returns a second heart. That would cut communications before the trumps have been pulled, and then I get in serious trouble. But if I pull trumps and lead a heart to the 10, a clever East might also duck that trick. And from, you know, King third or something like that. I guess that's not terrible, right? If East ducks from King third, then I can go ace of hearts, heart. I don't lose a heart trick. And maybe East is sitting over the King Jack of diamonds with all the diamond cards, but at least I won't have lost a heart in this scenario. Whereas if I had played a heart to the queen, maybe East would win, and then anyway, so it does look like we probably need to pull trumps. Let's do that. Yeah, and now that East is turned up with 3 spades, I think it's even more likely that they're short in hearts. Okay. Not terrible. I mean, maybe not terrible. Jack third of hearts was on side. And the diamond queen was on side. So players who just played heart to the queen, ace of hearts, heart ruff, diamond to the jack also would have succeeded in making 10 tricks. All right, on to board 22, we have a bounce 17. Just gonna open a no trump. Partner transfers us to spades. Bids 3 now. We are happy here. Ugh, not the most ideal opening lead for us because now we have things to think about. I mean, if the spades run, we could take 5 spades, 4 clubs, and the ace of hearts for 10 tricks. Whereas, if the spades don't run, we might end up going down. We'll take 3 spades, 4 clubs, and the ace of hearts for 8 tricks. The opponents will get in with the diamond ace, cash 3 hearts. Now the 2 of hearts looks like 4th best. So hearts could be 4-4. I think I'm gonna duck 2 hearts And if they continue a third heart, I'll pitch a diamond, and then we can think about what we're going to do from there. But it's possible that hearts are actually 5-3, and the process of ducking 2 hearts, the player with the long heart suit actually just doesn't have the diamond ace, so they might get scared and switch to clubs. And this will allow me to safely set up my 10 tricks. So let's start ducking a couple of hearts. East returns the 5 of hearts. I mean, this is starting to look... Oh, there we go. Look at that. I was going to say this is starting to look like hearts are 4-4, but West did not want to continue the heart suit. Instead has switched to clubs. And now I think we're in great shape to get our 10 tricks. Yeah, let me just be a little bit careful about how I handle the diamonds. I guess I'm going to lead a diamond on or out of hand. Like, if East happens to have the singleton 10 or 8, we could pick it up by doing this. Like, obviously I could cross in spades and lead a diamond to the queen, but then I don't want West to get in and play a second spade through, and now I just, like, have to guess what's going on. I hope I'm not miscounting something, right? I only have 4 clubs, a heart, 3 spades, oh, and 2 diamonds. I just have 10 tricks off the top. Oh, but now I might get an 11th. Yes, I wasn't going crazy. I was just like, I think I'm a trick short. Right, we might get an 11th trick now because they forgot to continue hearts. Well, there's the 10 of diamonds. Oh, no, I'm insane. I forgot I was losing a diamond to West's ace. You know, look, it's been a long day. We got 2 more boards to get through. Let's hurry it up, play through these, and see where our first day has been. I mean, it's hard to say. I think I've got a pretty good sense of where we're at, and I'm thinking it's probably close to about 60 right now. Unfortunately, because these things, you really need to have 1 or maybe even 2 sessions in the low 70s if you want to win the thing overall. Anyway, this hand, we get to open a diamond. We will bid a no trump in response to partner's heart bid. Okay. Obviously would have been nice if we were able to play in 1 heart or possibly 2 hearts, but that's tough. 7 of spades lead. I would love it if the jack of spades holds trick 1. But if I play the jack of spades and it gets covered by the queen, then I don't really have any leverage in the spade suit anymore. I mean, obviously I just want to lead a heart towards my hand and try and guess the heart suit, set up hearts to make this contract, or to make however many tricks I'm going to be able to take. So, I mean, there's a ton of spade holdings West could lead the 7 from. Queen 10, 8, 7, Queen 9, 8, 7, Queen... I guess that's it, actually. Never mind. Those are the only ones. And otherwise, it could be 7-4 doubleton or 7... I guess that's the only doubleton. So we're thinking it could be like 10, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7, 7-4 doubleton, or a couple of those Queen 10 combinations, or Queen 9. I mean, normally against human players, I would just like stuck in the jack of spades and been pretty happy, all things considered, but against these opponents, it's just so unlikely that they lead their own suit against no trump. So it's almost unexpected that they're leading from length or away from honors. But queen 10 8 7 feels like one of the exceptions. I mean, that's like such a strong holding, and I've denied 4 spades on the auction with a no trump, so it's a little bit more attractive to lead spades. You know, there's one extra consideration here. If I play low and East has like queen 9 small or queen 9 doubleton even, I think East might put up the queen, thinking that their partner has underled the ace. So if I play low at trick 1 and East plays low and I win the ace of spades, I can still then play a spade to the jack and then get to work on the heart suit. And it's not like I'm setting up a ton of spade tricks for the opponents. It would be much better for them to switch to clubs regardless of anything else that's happening. Now, obviously, if I win the ace of spades and play a spade to the jack and East wins the queen, we're in pretty bad shape. East will then switch to clubs. I haven't even begun working on hearts. But I think I like that plan a little bit better now that I'm spending some time on it. Now, obviously, if this goes 7 of spades low and East plays the 8, I think we can be pretty confident that East started with queen 10 9 8 and West is leading from 7-4 doubleton. I don't know what I'm going to do from there. I mean, I might just start leading hearts out of my hand if that happens. But yeah, East would just not really play the 8 of spades from well, whatever spade holding it is that they're looking at, I don't think. So we're looking for, if East plays the 9 or 10 of spades, we can be somewhat confident that the spade finesse is working. I mean, no guarantees, but at least we hope. If East plays a low spade, we can once again be pretty confident the spade hook is working. And if East pops queen, that's great. If East plays the 8 of spades, we're pretty convinced the spade finesse is not working. Okay, here we go, right? Spade to the jack. Look at that. This is perfect. But now what? We do need to play on the heart suit. And the real question is, do we play a heart to the jack or a heart to the king? I'm tempted to play a heart to the... I don't know, I guess I'm just going to play a heart to the jack. That's kind of percentage, right? Okay, a second spade comes. I mean, this is not terrible for us, right? We already said that the defense would do better if they had switched to clubs, so let's go ahead and try and set up our hearts. Hooray. West gets in, they can cash a spade. And they do find the club switch. That's okay. We have our 7 tricks, which is at least something. I'm going to duck. I don't think there's really anything to be gained from ducking, but Let me think about this. Because when I play hearts, I'm going to end up pitching a diamond and a club from my hand, I suppose. Mostly to just conceal the hand. Because if I pitch both clubs, the opponents will know that I have only diamonds left and they can keep all their clubs. Yeah, if I play low here, East will win and return a club, and then the opponents are also going to know I'm going to have to pitch my last club, and they'll have a count based on the fact that I opened a diamond here. I wouldn't have opened a diamond with 3 diamonds and 4 clubs, so I think I do or should win the ace. And then cash a heart. I will pitch a diamond and it looks like the opponents aren't giving me a chance. They're just going to cash the clubs when they get in. Okay. West has the ace queen of diamonds. Wow, clubs were 6-2. Huh. I couldn't actually prevent, or I couldn't actually score a trick in the end position, but I could have ducked a club to isolate the club threat at some point during the play. I guess that means if I had won the jack of spades at trick 1, I could have made 120 if I was double dummy. All right, on to the last board of the set. 3 passes to us. We have a 16 count. We'll open a no trump. Partner transfers us to spades. Bids 3 clubs, game forcing. Apparently 3 spades shows extras, so 4 spades would be what we would do with this type of hand. I don't know. I never believe in any of this stuff, and I'm not even convinced that the robots understand that their system sometimes, because I've seen them break their rules in terms of high card counts on certain boards. So, I mean, we could... You know, how bad would it be to fake a 3-no bid here? Obviously, we have spade support. But most of our values are concentrated in the red suits. And, I mean, we've seen throughout that the robots are very afraid of leading away from aces against no trump. So if West leads a heart, it's very likely the heart ace is on side, and that means we have 2 heart stoppers. And similarly in diamonds, if West leads a diamond, then king of diamonds was probably on side. Normally the scare here would be that partner has a very distributional hand, and I think I'm going to give it a shot. We're not really roughing things in our hand, so the only real concern is if the opponents could knock out our red suit stoppers fast enough before we got the clubs and or spades set up. There's a little bit of extra flexibility playing in a trump suit, though, in that we could just pull trumps and then kind of be a little bit lackadaisical about how we set up our side suit tricks, whereas playing in no trump, we're probably going to win a red suit lead, have to immediately guess like the queen of trumps or the jack of clubs or something like that. Anyway, I think I have a hand that's worth trying. Oh. Well, I mean, this is an interesting one, because I do suspect the field will be in 4 spades here. And that probably means that they're going to end up losing a heart, a club, and a spade. So if we can hold our losses to those same tricks, we're going to be in great shape. right, let's win the king of diamonds. So what I'm thinking is in four spades, because kind of important to know what we're competing against. Let's assume spades are 3-2 and one of the club honors is onside. Well, players are going to be able to win whatever the opening lead is and knock out the spade ace, and then use the one of the king queen of hearts to get back to hand. They can pitch a heart loser on the ace of diamonds. They can pitch the fourth round of clubs on the queen of diamonds, and they can try two club finesses. I mean, it's not exactly as simple as that, but that's kind of like my quick overview of what the hand looks like. So that's going to end up losing one club trick, one heart trick, and the ace of spades. Now, can I do the same thing? I would really like extra hand entries, because my plan is going to be to try this like lead clubs up towards the ace 10-9 multiple times. Okay, I was able to secure a hand entry, which is good news. The jack of diamonds now comes, which is a little bit of a weird card. I know the robots will lead low from jack 10 third, so maybe West does have jack 10 third and diamonds. That's possible. Otherwise, I mean, maybe West is jack 10 fourth or fifth. Could be. Led a low diamond at trick 1 and is now getting back to their honor sequence. Anyway, let's pitch a heart, and I guess I'm gonna lead a low club to the 10. Jack of hearts comes through, and now the 8 of spades, and we have the rest for 430. So hopefully that will be good enough to beat the pairs that are in 4 spades on this one. Well, that was the end of the first set. Maybe a little bit longer than anticipated, but there were a few difficult problems. There are definitely some that we could have done better on. I mean, obviously board 19 feels close to 0. We'll see where we ended up on this one. But good, strong finish. Yeah, board 19, we got a 15%. That was our worst board of the entire round. 66. I feel like we did pretty well overall today. We made a lot of the right choices on some of the hands. I'm surprised about board 3. 6 clubs was actually quite a strong result, making 920. But overall, 4 red scores, which means below 50% on a few of the hands. That's going to happen just generally. Obviously, you know, is a little bit sad. Board 19 didn't work out the way we were hoping, but ultimately a lot of these no trump hands worked out quite well. That last board, we earned ourselves 90%. Board 17, where we made all of the tricks. This was, yeah, I mean, ultimately a very simple hand. Maybe at the table, a bunch of people will have played this in about 5 seconds, taken the diamond finesse, taken the club finesse, and you have all the tricks. But still pretty satisfying that we worked out kind of the right way to go about it. Another one, board 12. This was one of the hands I wasn't certain about. We got to 3 no trump without this diamond stopper, but West kind of believed us on this auction, and the field was going to end up in 4 spades, which they can make. And I honestly think they probably should make. So 97 feels like an unfair reward for getting a game bonus on that one. Board 2, another good result. This whole concept of passing the semi-forcing no trump, often it's just the right thing to do at match points. Now, I don't know if that means 3-0 went down at other tables, or if people were ending up playing in 3 diamonds or something and scored less than 150, but few 70s and 80s mixed in here makes for 66, and that's day one. You know, we'll be right in the mix of things, probably close to the top 10 or top 25 after this first set. Still have 2 more days to play. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all tomorrow.